watch.
But they can't now. We've spent 80 million on that stand.
Not now, but they've got
in the future.
Permo in
what
the
we
future.
need to do is the Kenny Dalglish stand, but there's another row of houses. And then there's the right to light issue and health and safety issue around that area. There's something to do with the number of people in that area at one time or something.
Anyway. We're live.
Who's
well organised there, well trained there, aren't you? Well trained there, like it.
What did you get it?
We are live.
Tell us.
For the end of season. Oh yeah, nice selection there. For the end of season awards ceremony tonight. We've obviously got no awards to give out, but we'll be giving out
3 caps.
Well, yeah, we've also got a golf day to sort out, haven't we, for the viewers, because we are now over
10,000
on the Clips channel.
So Noah's got that job.
So we're going to have to scout out the followers across the free, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, since we last got together, there's a little bit that's happened.
Yeah, because you've been away, I've been away. So we've our ships have sailed like ships in the night, whatever you call it. But yeah, there's been a shitload that's happened.
There's been there has been a shitload that's happened. Should we start with, obviously I'll have to clear this up, because when it happened, Liverpool's title parade, I was away in Turkey playing golf with the lads, and obviously we were flying the day of the parade. We were out the country for the celebrations, the last game, and we were flying back in the day of the parade. We got back in, say, 7, 8 o'clock in the night, and when we landed, they said, Liverpool's parade's been cancelled here. There's been a car run over people. So instantly you think the worst. Obviously, you tweet maybe in emotion when you see a few videos and you go, my God. When I seen that car, I was like, that what who's done that? That has to have been a terrorist attack. And it's a sad state of affairs. I laugh because it is a sad state of affairs, because the amount of people who spoke to who said, I thought exactly the same thing.
Well, I was there. I was in the parade, and I was in just the box park around the corner, and we had a fella run to the door. I was the door. I said, listen, there's been a terrorist attack. I was like, don't be stupid. I mean, there's been a terrorist attack. The cars ran over. So they need to charge my phone quick. And I was like, I said to the bouncer, have you heard anything? He went, no. And then someone else comes in, there's been a terrorist attack. And then it just spread like wildfire in where I was, that there'd been a terrorist attack. And it wasn't until like half an hour later, until like we seen the video footage and the fella that got dragged out on that, and we found out it wasn't a terrorist attack, that it wasn't. But the initial thoughts, everyone's thoughts were, he's followed a van down into a closed off road, and it's attacked civilians with his car, which is what has been known to be a terrorist way of attacking people in the past. So it was initially everyone thought
like the Christmas markets and stuff like that.
Everyone thought the same initially, but it was fucking horrific, to be fair though. Just being there, I was the other end of town, so I was with all my kids and families, and I didn't. I
know, yeah, but so just from my perspective, I'm obviously going, wow, what's going on here? This is a mad one, and the way it was handled, obviously quite quickly, the news came out, said it's a 53-year-old male or whatever, white person. It was quite
local.
Quite quick to clear that up. But yeah, what's happened subsequently? Like, he had one name and then he's got another name.
Yeah, I think that was old historic Facebook. He had like a second name on his Facebook years ago.
And he's military.
Ex-military, ex-military. So that's really all we know, apart from the fact. All the facts of what we know is he's from West Derby. I think he lived on Crockett Park Estate. That's where he's from. Lived on, where Mash lives, on that estate there. Yeah. So he's on that estate. So, and he was in town, driving towards the Strand on his own. So what
was all the stuff about him being off his chops and that? That all, allegedly anyway.
Well, no, I think the police have said he's failed a roadside drugs test, hasn't he? But yeah, we test takes like 4 weeks to come back or something. So they can't charge him for that until that's back. They can up the charges on him, but they can't down him. So they've got him on a low charge, which they can up based on evidence, because they still haven't gone through witness statement, CCTV and all that. So they haven't gone through it all. But
yeah, anyway, we have to be careful, because obviously...
Yeah, it's an ongoing court case, but there's stuff what's baffling. The only thing what's baffling me is when you read, from getting onto, everyone knows where Dale Street is, the top of Dale Street by the flyover, and getting arrested, that was 5 minutes. He wasn't stuck in no traffic. That was 5 minutes. And I know someone who was on Dale Street. I said, he fucking flew past. Like, I mean, I come at the top, so he's come
Well,
on.
I think when you're on narcotics, I think you think your driving is slightly more. Well, I wouldn't imagine, lads. Would you?
I don't know.
People
But
who, people who take narcotics and go driving tend to not drive at normal speed, do they?
Yeah, I just don't know. But he could have come off. There was North John Street or Exchange Street, so he could have come off Dale Street, but he just chose to fucking.
I know. So when I seen it initially, I instantly thought, obviously, it's a terrorist attack. Cause when I seen the car driving, I was like, what? If someone's lost their head, they might ram into one person or a couple of people. But for him to floor it or look like that and was like steering, I thought that it looks like it meant it. I still don't. Obviously, until the court case, won't know what's gone on. But the most weird thing about the whole situation for me is like, you know, it's just a weird backstory about the fella. Has it come out with he's an Evertonian or Liverpoolian? Do we know
he hasn't, but on his business Twitter account, he followed a couple of Everton, like the El Bobble and that. He followed a few Everton accounts, but that's irrelevant. Like, even Liverpool fans.
And then the next thing I was going to say is, obviously, because, you know, has he just, luckily no one's dead, but I'm not saying people haven't been badly injured and obviously breaking bones. It might, you know, if someone ran over your leg or run over you, it, you know, it causes chaos, but no one, fortunately, I don't know how, has not passed away. And like, it's like, all right, what's going to go on with the fella? Like, has he just lost his mind? You know, I seen some videos of the doors trying to be opened and people smashing the back of the window. So I'm like, has he just literally just panicked?
Yeah, but that was all after the event, because there's as the lad who I know was there, it was like, there was dozens and dozens of cars there, but he was the one acting a dickhead and reversing his car and trying to beep and get out the way. And so he nearly ran a woman over, and that's when someone like banged his car.
Someone in the chat, Anglo Pigeon, it must be official. He must be in the know. He said he tested negative for drugs.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Well,
that changes.
I was speaking to someone this morning, an ex-military fella in the sauna this morning in the gym, and he thinks it's a case of PTSD. So when people have started it in his car, banging on his car, he's just panicked and drove off.
But why isn't he drove? Yeah, but then I've read that one. Then someone said he drove off and he drove behind the ambulance down Water Street to think that's like a safe way. But then when the police have come to his car,
I honestly don't think there's nothing in it. I
don't think he's woke up that morning.
I think that's probably the most practical story, is that being an ex-serviceman, and someone said he's done tours in Afghanistan and all that, and the Gulf War, he's had PTSD. He's panicked and drove, and that's it. It's like there's no.
But he's only the scary part is he's only stopped driving because he's over 3 bodies.
Oh yeah. Seen that.
He was on that strand, so someone would have 100% died there. But I still can't get me around. Why is he there? What's he doing? Entering Dale Street.
Must have been horrible for the people there. Like that must have been terrifying.
But
the other thing I thought, and I just went away, and I obviously once it happened, my missus and the kids were away, so I come back. Obviously, we're back off the flight. Everyone's like, you know, it's a proper downer, isn't it? You know, no one knows what's gone on. There's, you know, snippets of information coming out, bits on social media, etc. And I was just sitting there watching the news, and I thought, I wonder if, because you'd have to think of this as well. I wonder if this is a plant, like a Pearl Harbor or a kind of false flag operation where they've just put some ex-military fella in there thinking that was going to happen. There's been a terrorist attack, all the scouts are going to kick off, and then only because I'd seen the build-up of the few days before of all the Liverpool fans heading into the city from Birmingham, New Street, from London, obviously all the longboats coming in from Scandinavia, parking up, obviously Indian Airlines and Bangladeshi Airlines and all that will have been putting on extra flights. And I seen all the Liverpool fans going around the city in the turbans and all like the, you know, multicultural support which you have got. Yeah. And I thought, I wonder if this is a false flag to get the Scousers on the day they're celebrating the trophy to kick off, kill the fucking terrorists, etc, etc. There's been a terrorist attack. Chinese whispers, it catches fire, and then they start rioting, and then they start, you know, selecting people based on how they look. Yeah. And then they've got the narrative, and that's the narrative. And it was actually a false flag put in of some disgruntled, or it looks like ex-military. You know, it fits
from the thank fuck it didn't happen though.
From the Tin Hat Brigade perspective, you can see the
police
angle
come out and kibosh that.
Yeah, but his name was weird. It's a weird thing with his name. Nobody seems to know him.
The police have fucking handled it horrendously, by
Yeah,
the way.
the
whole
police
thing has
handled-
been
yeah, well,
mishandled.
they had the snipers on the roof and that, didn't they? What was all that about?
Well,
But
they have
were
that
in
anyway.
uniform?
They have that anyway.
Do they?
They had that to do the that's just like a protocol. That's on our, they had that on our building in where we work. They had snipers on our building and three across.
For what though? What
Just in case.
in case what?
In case something fucking like that happens, where you do get something where it's like, because it's a big event with a million people in the city and walking. It's like it's.
If you just think about it, say if you're in a car and it's getting banged on, there's bottles getting thrown on, it's getting the back windows getting smashed, everyone's got the hoods up around the car. What are you going to do in that situation? You're just going to get out and have it with them, or
No, but
You're
there's
fear for your
you
life.
stay in your car, you fear for
there's
your
a few
life,
things, but it's
particularly-
mad because I'm not in that situation. There was two easy exits he could have gone down, which is not
but
John
when you
Street or
panic,
Exchange
Yeah.
I'm
Street.
not making
You've got-
excuses for him, by the
No,
way,
I'm
but
saying-
I'm saying when you panic, you wouldn't have to think about that, would you?
Well,
Then
you panic
if he's
and
got
run people
civilians,
over.
say, banging his car and that because he's been a tit driver and trying to hit someone, but then you've got police stuff. You see the police around his car saying, get out, and he still won't.
yeah.
So he's got,
Didn't he
he's
get?
got
I
police.
seen him getting ragged out. I think all
A few people
all the
were
fans
throwing
running
digs.
and pulling them out. That's
No,
what I seen.
he got...
Because I remember thinking, fucking hell, they're brave. Imagine they didn't know that wasn't a terrorist.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
have a suicide vest
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
or that car weren't packed of explosives, and they all fucking ran to help. I went, usually when something like that happens,
You run away.
and if you'd have had, a few mad chants, you might have fucking been better say fucking running in the complete opposite direction from
That's
any
what they
vehicle.
said at the time. There was because you're right, they don't know he was in that car and what's going on. But there was the top of Water Street, he was stationary, and there was police around in his car, and he wouldn't get out, and that's when he's shot up and aimed towards the crowd. But there was a big
but
gap
my
in
thing
front
is,
of him.
like my thing
Otherwise,
is,
aim towards the
how
car.
was he? I see. It wasn't just his car. When I've seen other videos from the social media, and again, people will have more information than clearly us. When there seemed to not just be his car, there was like his car, another car, an ambulance. So I'm presuming there was more than one car in that area. It wasn't just his car, and he was tailgating the ambulance. There was other cars milling round.
All the cars parked up.
So what I'm saying is, if the police knew, and you got snipers on the buildings, and you knew there's fucking a million fans in, how could you get a car anywhere near that? How is it the police not being able to put a cordon in place where there's no cars whatsoever?
They did the night before. It's at midnight the night before. They put the code. They had a big flatbed lorry that stopped getting onto Water Street. So, but there was already cars in Water Street. With the flatbed moved out of the way. The ambulance, he followed the ambulance in. No other cars followed him. That they were already there. The other cars.
So someone's fucked up there. Then
Massively fucked up. They
Oh,
should have
it's a shit
shut
show.
it on Dale Street. The very top of Dale Street to fly over. Should have shut the road there. And then not all that was just...
And also, while I'm on the thing, I was saying it, like, that was a terrible thing. Thankfully, no one dead. Hopefully, everyone's getting well soon. And I was away, so I didn't see this firsthand. But I've seen some horrible sights in the city, like Liverpool fans climbing on bus shelters, smashing stuff up, acting the goat. Didn't look like they were fucking from in the city.
Everyone
But
who I spoke to,
like, what the fuck are they up to?
everyone who I spoke to who went down said town itself was full of out-of-towners and wolves who were just bevied, smashing the gaff up, smashing bottles, little skirmishes. Most of the Scousers I know were all on Queen's Drive and like...
Yeah, well, I've
outside
always
of the
loved Queen's
city.
Drive myself, only because I had that event in Box Park. I was in town, I wouldn't have gone to town.
And this is what's interesting, because when I was away, and again, we'll talk more about Liverpool in a minute, but like we'll have to put that one away because there's an ongoing investigation. We don't get shut down on it. Liverpool, this filters it back into what I found here. I got a staff through the other day. Season ticket holders with Liverpool postcodes. Right?
Yeah.
Have a guess the numbers. Liverpool, how many season tickets does Liverpool sell to Liverpool postcodes?
Liverpool's, you got...
Percentage.
Before you say this...
I'll give you the number exact, and
Okay.
as a percentage you can give me the number. It's up to you.
Liverpool season tickets is capped at, I think it's 40,000, and we have 22,000 at public. Everton's have got the most season tickets in
Listen,
the Premier
mate,
League.
I never asked you that.
Well, I'm
Did
just
I?
saying, well, you can't
I'm
say
saying
that
to you,
without giving the actual
Season
facts.
tickets. This is season ticket holders with Liverpool postcodes between the two clubs, right? I've got Liverpool's numbers here and I've got Everton's numbers here. Do you want to hazard me a guess at either, or as a percentage of the fan base?
I'd say 50% maybe, with L
Less.
postcodes. Less.
Liverpool's is
40?
21.6%
With the L postcode.
with an L postcode.
Okay, that's low, yeah.
Everton's is 84.1% with an L postcode.
Up the toffees.
Yeah, but what does that show?
More Evertonians
That were
in the
fucking
city
Scousers.
supporting Everton.
It shows
Liverpool,
that you
it
don't
says
have-
Liverpool
don't have
here
as
have got
many fans as us.
5,832 season ticket holders with NL postcode. Everton have got 25,000 647.
No, but the thing I know,
they're the numbers, mate. So I know you don't.
You just show me something on the screen.
I know,
but that's just someone's made that.
No, they haven't. That's from a trusted source.
You probably made that.
From a source.
You made that.
Again, it fits into
ChatGPT. Just lying for you.
Like knobhead Liverpool fans coming into the city, smashing the city up, acting the goat, jumping on cars. A few people have told me stories from like people jumping on cars and cars caving in and all that. I'm just like,
yeah. See what happened in Paris though, in comparison.
Paris was terrible as well, but also like, what is this? If your team wins a trophy, you've set fire to the city.
Well, listen,
it was happening in LA again last night. The police were shooting people with rubber bullets.
Did you shoot the reporter, the Aussie reporter?
Got 4 in the back of the leg. That must have stung that.
Hopefully that's the last Liverpool trophy parade for a few decades anyway.
I doubt it very much.
But they've had about 6 for that one. They must have, every time I fucking turned over, they were on the fucking telly celebrating something else. They pulled Jockey Hansen out the cupboard the other day, didn't they? I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah.
I got told he was on death's door. He fucking looked fantastic, didn't he?
Listen,
big jockey.
Captain Scarlett.
With that trophy, yeah.
What a player he was, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Him and Virgil,
I ended up watching an old match of the day with their analysis on. My God, it was bad.
Yeah.
When you look back at it now, yeah, tactically what they're going on about was really, really bad. And that leads me into, did anybody watch the European final last night?
No, didn't watch it. Oh, the shit.
Nations League.
Couldn't be arsed.
Spain against Portugal.
No.
Well, I did 4 years anyway. It was an interesting game, but then it went to the half time and the pundits, and it was Mark Pugac, the presenter, Karen Carnage with 114 cash for England ladies, and Guillaume Balaguer, who's a Spanish journalist. And I was like, "What the fuck's this?" So I tweeted it. Guillaume's had a nibble on it. He's had a little chirp back saying about, because when I did me UEFA B licence in Northern Ireland, Guillaume was on the course. He's got invited because he's a prominent football journalist, and obviously they think they know everything about fucking football, don't they?
Is he a journalist, or wasn't he like the original Fabrizio Romano, like the transfer room?
Yeah, I think he was a journalist. Yeah, he's good at what he did, and Rivers he's worked in the industry for about 30 years, must be 20-30 years now. Got good contacts with all, obviously, Spanish players and Spanish coaches, and he's got a good opinion about the game, but also, I'm wanting to know how Spain are going to break down Portugal or vice versa. Like, and like, have you got 2 people here who are allegedly experts who aren't experts? It's getting more and more insane. Like, and to be fair, Guillaume's tweeted me afterwards and spoke about it, because when we were on our B licence course, he had a real crisis of confidence, and didn't know whether he could make it, and we were like, come on, just fucking, like, you know what I mean? And he ended up grafting away. He had to work a lot harder than it. I think he thought it was a lot easier than it was, and ended up passing the B licence, but it was like, I'm never fucking coming back to do the A licence. Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, they actually become a bit easier for players, but he was so intimidated by the B licence and the process to get it, that I think it changes perspective of kind of being a journalist. And he said the only reason I was doing it was to become a better journalist. But actually, I still don't want him on the fucking programme when I'm watching Portugal against Spain. I want an expert who's played in the game.
Yeah.
Now, if Guillaume comes in with a little segue every now and again to give us some information, then great. But I want to listen to fucking people who've played the game and tell me how the game's going to be broken down to go again.
Yeah.
The nonsense on the TV at the minute, lads.
How was the game?
Mm.
I never got my knighthood, you know. They said I would have had to add the...
I've heard yours in the post.
I got told. So, I can't tell you who told me, but I got a tip off saying, listen, fucking pay attention for the special delivery.
Was that fella who sent you that stat over Liverpool fans? That's who told you?
No. He's one of my good sources, him.
Yeah.
But it was a solid source. Obviously not as fucking solid as I fucking thought it was. But told me, listen, I seen Bex had got the treatment after fucking 20 years of deep throat and fucking WEF forums and fucking nonsense pottery. But eventually, after a lot of deep throating Charlie's sausage fingers, he's got himself a knighthood. He joins the ranks of Sir Jimmy of Savile. Who fucking wants one of them? Now, I heard I was getting one, so I was up. I was like, fucking hell. I got the tap saying, listen, for services to men.
So what you doing for the men's game?
Services to men.
Full stop.
Right, so it mightn't come this decade or next decade, but it might be posthumously after I've long passed away. They'll remember the stance I took against this fucking bollocks that we've had to deal with in the last period.
You see,
and thankfully the dams are breaking, but I've still got a few court cases to go through and a few crosses to bear them.
You see, since the
but the
Knighthood
not coming.
since the end of the season, that women's football's crept back in and into the news. Is there a Champions League tournament or is there something going on?
There's loads happened, right? There's loads happened. Obviously now, once my illness is on it, everything filters towards me because of my algorithms or whatever. So did anybody say there was a great thing that happened while we were away? Spurs won the fucking Europa League.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Fantastic. Then potted the manager, which they had to do. You can't lose that many league games. Everyone's fucking milking for Ange, but he had to go. You can't lose that many games. He was full of shit and got found out. And then what happened was Liverpool won the league. So you had the 2 parades, and then Arsenal won the Women's Champions League. Yeah. Right? So the parade was on the telly. Everyone's parading. Fucking big parade. Tottenham's wasn't great. I'll level with you. It wasn't great, but they had to go. You know what I mean? They're not used to it, but they had to go. And then Arsenal women's come on. And there was a fucking fella walking past with his dog on the lane. Just kind of the bus went past like that. There was like about 8 people like... And then so some fella who must have gone out with the paper in the morning and fucking hell, what the fuck are they doing there? I just walking past. I'd fucking gone. It was only like 8:30 in the morning. I'm watching it on Sky Sports News. I'd proper creased up and gone like, and I thought, like, if you wasn't really... How did the women win the Champions League and no one's asked or talking about it?
Well,
to be honest,
people are asked. AFC TV. Did you see any of it?
Oh, God,
so is this Robbie fella?
He was singing, like, Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. He was singing that in that.
All right. Well, Arsenal's a bit of a woke club anyway, isn't it? Bit of a weird...
I think it's the worst club in the whole of the English.
I'd agree with you.
Yeah, but what's happened with all the women? I've seen the great goalkeeper. She never took the challenge of £1,000 for charity, did she? Mary Pez. She went out to France, didn't speak the lingo. Like moi.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Then retired from England duty and caused a bit of a uproar, a bit of a like drop Serena Weigman and the fucking Lionesses in the shite.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, retired. Doesn't look like she's give any bread poses to them. She doesn't give them much of a idea. And then off the back of it, Millie Bright, the centre half from Chelsea, who was, I don't know when she was the captain, she spewed it. But then someone said she's been getting
by a personal
the A-Bobaluba off somebody else, and that's what's caused it.
Yeah.
So she's retired from international football because someone's been giving her the A-Bobaluba. That was the case fucking half the England men's team with the fucking jacket when they were about 22. Fucking hell. She spewed it because she's getting unless she must have a big job or something, she can't fucking train
she's
properly off the back of it.
She pulled out for like physical and mental reasons.
I thought she was down here. I mean... thought she was 100%, was she? I wasn't like a scrap with her, she's a tank.
She is.
She's 100%
You see where she plays, you say, yeah, she's centre half.
Yeah, I thought you were in there, 100%.
Yeah.
But imagine the politics in the dressing room for the women's game, no lad, if you know, obviously about all the bitching and that.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't. You know, there's some people in like...
Imagine what they say about the other team. You see what she's wearing?
Lad, there's fucking lads in there's fucking lads in dressing rooms who fucking like that.
Yeah,
Met a few bits, yeah.
DCL, look at his bag.
God, yeah, we have to get on to him. Everton announced that monitoring Michael Keane's and Calvert-Lewin's agents and monitoring with Everton. I was like, what
do you mean? What's that mean?
So it says they're in negotiations to try and get 2 other players to sign, which was, I think, Seamus and Idrissa Gueye to sign. But we're in negotiation, we're in monitoring talks with Michael Keane's agent and Calvert-Lewin's agent. I was like, what the fuck?
Calvert-Lewin's gone, and he said he's come out, he's done.
He hasn't said that. They said they're still.
I thought it was official. He was like,
well, Arsenal have gone for that Sesko, haven't they?
He's a good player.
So I'm like, where does he go? Because you go, no, like, does he go to Spurs?
Newcastle.
Everton women.
I thought Newcastle. I thought
get rid of Wilson and get DCL.
So could see him like a Leeds or something.
We're going to do a little transfer portion army, a little merry-go-round.
Should we go through each team and who we think they should sign and maybe sell? Like one player they should sign and one player they should sell.
We'll get on that in a bit. We'll just keep going through what's been happening.
Oh yeah, just keep going with the news for now.
All right. So what did you see out of the big talking points? It's the biggest of the fucking year, really. Musk and Twitter and Trump. You see it?
It looks as if Musk's just threw his toys out the pram because he hasn't been
kept
given a
on
contract or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me as
well.
We're
it over something about
Doge got bombed, didn't he?
Any electric cars what didn't get bought would go to his company or something like that.
I don't know.
Or it'd offset something to do with his...
Was it?
carbon credits on one of his electrical companies or something.
Yeah, I
Something
don't
like
know. I
that.
didn't hear that one, but you're right. I think it looks like Musk has threw his toys out of his pram,
I thought it was to
And
do with
his-
government spending.
and his tisms kicked
Yeah,
in
should we get the
bad.
match on the
trying to,
telly just
um,
while it's on? Ryan saying here that it's Wales-Belgium, innit?
Oh, yeah.
Just to have something on, yeah.
It was something to do with the spending bill. You know, he's been doing this Doge thing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Musk.
Yeah.
And it was to do with government spending. Like, Musk wanted, like, certain things put in for the future.
Yeah.
And Trump doesn't want to do it. So, in essence, he was saying, well, hang on a minute, we're cutting spending here, but you're going to spend more. So, what we're cutting at, like...
Robbing
and
people to
he,
pay
did,
Paul.
he didn't want to... Trump didn't want to adjust the bill, obviously. So, Trump now wants to do what he wants to do. He doesn't actually need Musk to get in anymore. He's just gone, fuck off, I'm fucking doing what I want. You go get fucked. Now, I think Musk's a fucking mad cat. He's on Twitter all the time. And if you've seen him in the Oval Office with the black eye, and he was fucking doing some mad grids behind him.
Oh no,
Yeah.
He was on.
I don't know what he's on.
He's on the cat.
He's on the
I
Kenny.
think he's
Allegedly,
publicly
we
said
don't
he's
know
on the
what he's
Kenny.
on.
No, he's interviewed about it. He's fully on the Kenny.
Have you
Yeah,
seen
but
him?
isn't that a horse sedative or something?
Yeah, it's something. That's it's just like something what you never.
I'll tell you in a couple of weeks.
I know why you're acting like you don't know about it.
No, listen, I would never touch that shit. Not a chance.
Yeah, shame.
No, not that Kenny.
No.
It's just like no. It's just something that. Have you seen all these kids with all the bowels they're getting removed and all that?
No.
Because
Yeah, I
There's
do.
no
like,
things you're getting
Ruined
the
your kidneys. You have to
Ruined your
like
kidneys.
There's not
have
the
it,
COVID vaccine.
piss bag in
Allegedly.
there.
your piss bag. You need the piss bag for life. Like 23 with piss bags because they've been on a Kenny for like 10 years.
By the way, I was listening to an interesting debate today about fentanyl
Please, lad.
and what the CCP, the Chinese, are doing with fentanyl.
Oh, and I've heard that.
That's how they've decided to break down the American system.
What's
by just-
fentanyl like?
just kills
Spice?
everyone. Yeah,
The Chinese aren't necessarily making fentanyl, they're just building the components
yeah.
and then selling it like in each component.
Yeah.
Well, we're not selling fentanyl, but then they're selling the components what make it, and it's
Yeah.
just like in like the hundreds of tons of it
In China?
from China,
They're
exporting
making all
it
the
to America.
components to other places,
To-
like India and that.
and Mexico
And
and
then
that.
people
Yeah.
are buying all that and making fentanyl out of it,
Right.
and flooding America with it. But they're going, we know it's coming from you, and they're going, no, we're not selling it, and they're not
Yeah, they're
technically
not
selling
technically
it.
selling it.
But
But they're telling all the ingredients and other people. Like, they've just realised this is another way we can just fuck the society up so we can take over.
And all,
I actually really enjoy it, you know. I'm like,
all you need
fair
is like
play.
it's something like
We're worried about what fucking Brooklyn Beckham's having for fucking breakfast and fucking what he's cooking up and what's happening in his relationship. That's how fucking miles off it we are.
But all you need
These are like seeding us out from like a 1,000-year process. It's fucking extreme.
all you need is a pinhead amount of fentanyl to kill you.
Yeah, it's like the smallest
you know?
amount. I seen that Twitter.
Someone said they're putting it in that Managerial pen, aren't they? And that's what they put it in. Isn't that what causes the weight loss?
What caused me the shit?
Who's lost more weight, Campo or Paul Scholes?
Paul
Skulls have
Scholes?
been on the jabs, yeah?
Do you reckon he's been on the jabs?
Lad, get on Paul Scholes. Well, I don't. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's. I hope he hasn't. By the way, but maybe he's got something else going on. But look at the teddy he's dropped.
Yeah.
I'm convinced he's.
Someone just mentioned the good
He's on
comments
the. I'm convinced he's on the pen. Like.
on the fentanyl thing, that it's a reverse opium war. Because then
Yeah.
America
This
flood
one.
China
This.
with.
Do you know?
Could
Do you know?
be right.
Again, you have to put all possibilities have to be on the table. Like I'm like fucking hell. Like I'm not far off actually buying a tin cap. But I'm like you have to when
Can't bottle
something
salt
like that happens in Liverpool, your brain instantly thinks terrorist attack. Then you go, right, I have to take if it could be that, I have to take the complete opposite position.
I think it could be.
Before,
an
as I'm trying to
internal.
work it out, I go, right, my brain instantly thought that, right, what's the opposite position? Okay, this could be an inside fucking job. And when you think of it, you go, fucking hell, actually,
It's something.
it could. And the way the story come out and then his name was different, I'm going, fucking hell. Like, you have to be aware of everything because we also know, if we look at the CIA in the past with the the Charles Manson. Fucking hell, Marilyn Manson, that would have been some fucking show. That, hey, maybe that is the company.
Yeah,
He's a
could have
weird
said.
cat.
Looks like a bit of a serial killer.
He's done something mad on the stage while we've been out.
Marilyn
He's
Manson.
admitted to being like a drug. He was singing at the top of his voice, I am a drug addict. I'm a drug addict.
We all know.
On his
Look
set,
at your
yeah,
eyes.
just, yeah, we're like, no shit, yeah. Wonder when you
yeah.
fucking injected your eye white and your other one's black. I thought, yeah, you're fucking definitely on summit, mate.
Yeah, it's not Watson's, is it?
Charles Manson. So we know the government. I don't know where you are on it on the JFK stuff, but we know the government fucking get up to all kinds of shenanigans. So what do we think? They've just stopped now because we've got the internet.
Naughty fuck.
Oh, of course they haven't. they must be as active. So must the
Even more
KGB, so must the Chinese Secret Service. We obviously got the North Koreans because they done that BBC documentary when they were in Ukraine, like pretending to be like businessmen but trying to rob the nuclear secrets and they were videoing them. So it goes on, and when you look at it, they were talking today, Kash Patel's done a Rogan podcast and he's talking about how they weaponise the FBI to tackle political, so they basically made them a political entity.
Yeah.
So they used all the systems to arrest people who were potentially a political opponent for you. Like, just where you just go, wow. So we have to be mindful of that. Doesn't just happen in America or Russia. That must happen here. Like,
yeah, it's got to happen in MI5 here and stuff.
So again, when we go through it, you know, you have to have all cards on the table. You have to think it could have been an inside job.
Question
everything. Like, and it's sad, isn't it, that you'd have to do that, but after the COVID thing, you went, right, we can't believe you fuckers anymore. Because you've just been saying, man, go and get a vaccine and fucking it's sound, and you get another one and it's sound, and get your 78th booster, and that'll inoculate you. And do you know what I mean?
No,
like, that was the BBC News, that was your doctors, that was people who in society were
David
trusted.
Beckham telling you?
David Beckham. He just got a knighthood. Like, it's bizarre, isn't it? Like, but then when you think about exporting the British brand, he is the quintessential British export, isn't he? The gentleman abroad.
When we want anything this country, we roll out David Beckham.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, he is...
Yeah, that's who we roll out, David Beckham.
Yeah, but if you're thinking of the rest of the world, like, we all knock Becks, and listen, he's a little bit gay in part, and let's be honest, there's times you go, he's a fucking bit with the sarong and all, like, go, fucking behave yourself. Fucking uphill gardener. Like, there's all being cool and being a bit edgy, but wearing a fucking sarong, you're like, fucking, and leather outfit and leather, like, fucking behave.
It's the matchy with his beard.
But I suppose if you're chasing fashion, you can see I'm a man of fashion. If you're chasing fashion, right, gilet and t-shirts, then you've got to make a few faux pas down the line.
Oh,
in the pursuit of...
You have.
Mate, have you seen this fella sitting here with an Arnie slot cap on? Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's talking about my fashion ensemble. Yeah. But anyway, what I'm saying to you is, like, for Beckham, he is seen as the quintessential Britishman. Like, if you think Spanish women or fucking Argentinian women or American women, they'll swoon over Beckham. Oh, Beckham speaks so well and all that. But to us, he's like a little bit of a tit, isn't he?
He is, but he is a bit...
Is that just me?
No, it's to many, I agree with you, but to British women, he's the same. British women swoon over him and think he's...
I don't think all do. I think some birds are...
I know, I'd say 90% of birds would love to get Beckham's porksod.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying there will be a percentage who'll be like, he's a bit like, a bit gay, isn't he? He's a bit, like... Some women, I would imagine, I'm not a woman, but I would imagine some women would be turned off by how effeminate Beckham is.
Yeah, I can see that as well, yeah.
And he's heading, if he needs a little reminder, Beck's Sir David, as I say, I got wind that I was getting one off Charlie and never got round to telling you the story, but then I was told the letter would have been here by now, so I presume it must be on next year's or the New Year's honours.
Got lost in the post.
Services to men, I'm told it was. Services to men.
Okay.
But... I'm going to have to take it off my Twitter because I don't think I'm getting it.
Okay.
Which I'm shocked at when I think who's made more of an impact in young men's lives.
Fucking hell. You know, I show speed.
Do you know what I mean? Who's made
That's
more
all they're
impact?
after now. That's what the kids are after, not fucking grown-ups.
What's happened with that ball bag league? Is that still going?
Oh, who fucking knows?
Is
it survived the first series?
Honestly, I've not.
Even the people who were working on it were giving it shit, so it's just mad. All like the YouTubers and that.
Lads, it's dreadful.
I honestly don't even know what's happening with it.
We called it day one. It wasn't a Masters League.
It is great. It is great to watch.
Out, you reckon?
I don't think so.
It is great to watch.
I
think it's the demise of it. Like how is that got? How have we got to a position where someone somewhere's gone? I think they'll have that. You know. I think that's a go with that. Someone sit there and gone, that's a fucking great idea, that let's get that rolling, and then back it with finances.
Because don't forget,
who is it?
We're of an age.
And can we fucking throw rotten vegetables at him,
so
please?
You've got someone knows age.
It's coming off our Sky money. So can I throw a fucking load of tomato? But you need to be put in outside Sky. They should let me know, because I'm a bill payer. right, this cunt's fucked up here. We're going to put him out in the stocks outside Sky and Isleworth for 2 days, and you can just come from a safe distance and throw rotten fruit and vegetables at him. I'll be first there. Going, you fucking ball bag. What did you think? Angry fucking ginge, fucking tomato, bosh right at him. That's the only way they're going to keep the Sky customer from going to the fucking Amazon fucking Fire Sticks. That's the only way you're going to keep us. We need accountability. If you put your programmes on, thank fuck they got rid of this ref watch with Dermot fucking Gallagher. If you know them, Dermot Gallagher, fucking, like a tortoise. He's like half man, half tortoise. He looks like if you're taking a tortoise out of its shell.
Did you see just on Dermot Gallagher?
Oh, you know the referee. Oh yeah, you know you got to back the referee on this decision. It's like, damn it, you can fucking see that.
It was him and Stephen Warner,
but you know, you got to stick with the referee on this decision. Like, cheers, damn it, thanks, mate. You're not going to come on and criticise any of your mates. Any new referee up and coming, damn it, get stuck into them. Sue Smith in there, Warner, drop me out. Yeah. I don't mind Rob. Rob was all right, but thank God that's off the box.
What about...
what are they going to replace it with?
What about...
YouTubers.
What was the ref that was caught on the Charlie?
Oh, yeah. David Coote on the Amazon drop-offs.
Parcels, hasn't he?
Yeah. I didn't mind that, you know. Every man's got to make a fucking living. Like, so I actually thought, you know what, you cunts, you have hounded him out of footy because he didn't like Liverpool. Which you can...
He didn't hound him. He got hounded because he was all over...
You have hounded him out of footy.
Listen, he
got caught on the hounded him out of footy.
He got caught on the chisel shagging lads.
Yeah.
You have hounded him
out of sex parties.
Oh, hang on a minute. So he's the first ref that's had the line of Charlie and got bummed.
And got caught doing it.
He's the he's the first. So he's the first and only referee who's ever had a line of Charlie and been getting fucking rogered
and got caught.
And got caught calling Klopp a cunt.
The fella who won the rugby fellas are fucking outwardly fucking shirt lifting, get celebrated for it. The ref, Nigel Owens, fucking king of referees.
No, but
Coots having to do the parcels.
These are sex parties with lads and on.
So you're saying Nigel hasn't got a bit frisky with a few of the old uphill gardeners late one night in fucking Punditry, whatever, after a few too many.
But he hasn't been caught on recorded on his phone, has he?
Lad,
like that.
You've hounded the poor fella out, and then you're ridiculing him because he's not sulked, gone and strung himself up or something, or threw himself in front of a fucking moving object, right? He's gone and got himself a job to pay his bills, and you're fucking still giving it to him.
Has he been sacked or he's just suspended?
No, because he's been sacked.
He's got rid of him. Oh, yeah, you're that too.
And then he's trying to get an honest day's living, and you're still fucking hounding him. Like, what do you want him to do? Go and fucking
I don't believe that's a real video. I think that's a setup, mate.
Do you reckon?
No, lad, it's an easy way. If you got
he's not doing deliveries, him.
Everyone knows David Coote.
He's not doing deliveries.
He can't be fucking dropping off your...
Lad, there's ex-players who go on the fucking... end up on the cabs. Do you know what I mean? It happens. There's ex-fucking boxers who end up as doormen. It happens. Got to earn a fucking living.
But he must have been on the big money though, 250.
What do you think the ref's earning, lads? You're not...
250 a ref earning?
Oh, like 250 a ref earns. Well, half that for tax then straight away. So there's 125. Then cost of living. And if you're getting bummed and fucking sniffing Charlie, that's just fucking not a cheap habit, that. Especially you've got to fucking stuff a few miles with notes to keep your fucking bumming gay Charlie videos out the papers. Do you know what I mean? It's a fucking expensive game he was in. It is. 250 ain't getting your own there. You need a couple of mil. As Prince Andrew find out, you need fucking 12 or 15 mil. Even that might be enough. Jeff Epstein was a billionaire. He couldn't keep the lid on it.
Oh yeah, going back to that,
Musk and Trump.
I don't think Trump was on.
Shut the fuck up. Island. Of course he was fucking on it.
Okay, so why
Trump, are you joking me?
Why didn't Joe Biden release the list then?
I don't know.
Because if Trump was on the list,
he's probably been on there more than him.
They're all on the list.
He should have released the list.
So you're telling me, Donald, you've heard the videos, grab him by the pussy, right? You can just throw the lips on them, they don't fucking budge. Donald Trump has had, doesn't bevy, alright? He knocked about with the hoi polloi of like, when you watch his autobiography, the movie that was made about him, a few dodgy lawyers and all that, who was an uphill gardener, weren't he? But was prosecuting uphill gardeners, mad cat. And the fandango around him must have been off the scale in New York.
Yeah.
In the 80s, when you're owning fucking skyscrapers. You've seen the Fleet Street guy, DiCaprio plays, Jordan
Belfort, yeah.
You've seen the fandango that's knocking around him. And he didn't have any fucking buildings with his fucking name on. or his own airline, or his own casino in fucking Atlantic City called Trump fucking Taj Mahal.
Trump Towers, yeah.
Imagine what Trump has been, and he's been sober intercepting that. My good God.
How many pussies he's grabbed?
He must have done some serious gropage over the years. I'm actually thinking worse of him if he hasn't. I'm thinking, what has he not been? Like, there's no way he's navigated the 80s and 90s, knocking around with who he's knocked around with, going to the pool parties in the Hamptons, going to pool parties in Vegas, and he hasn't. You've heard him on the bus. So you're saying that was just a fucking moment of steam, deep steam on the bus?
Well, I don't know.
Is that a lifetime of deep steam? It's obviously full life.
But why didn't Biden release the list then if he wasn't on the list either?
Because they've probably had Biden's son on the fucking laptops with the underage girls and the crack pipe and all the other mad shit that they've gone on. They've probably got 80 other things on the Biden family because clearly they're fucking crazed lunatics. Alright? So it's like anything, isn't it? It's a game of information. And does anyone sit here and think Trump isn't a narcissist?
Yeah, he is.
Alright? Does anyone think Trump hasn't, from 1975 onwards, 1975 to 2000, got a bit touchy-feely in a fucking fandango, a bit of fandango in New York or Las Vegas on his own plane? Come on, right? Now, the big rumours were what you were missing was Putin had him under control because Trump had gone to do a business deal in Moscow before he was running for president, and obviously Putin sent the top-of-the-range Ruski ladies of the night in there, and obviously Trump got real freaky, got his freak on, but by all accounts it was fully recorded for Putin to exploit him. Trump. So that was the big thing around the first Trump. This was the Russiagate collusion in the first one that Putin had this tape of, allegedly, on this just from me research into many a rabbit hole down the internet, with the ladies of the night doing some water sport activities with Donald.
No way.
That's what he's into. He's into listen, I don't know, but clearly it goes on in the world.
Jet skis or like rubber rings?
I don't know, wasn't in the room, but water sport was what I was told. Now, it was in a hotel room in Moscow, so make it that what you will. Unless it's like one of those big boss hotels with a water theme park in it.
With a luge
I presumed it meant something else.
Oh, okay.
And that was where the Putin control of Trump was. And then it fit when Trump went to Pyongyang, North Korea, etc. China, he tried to sort everything out. Now he's back in, second term, lot of change. The big one was the rise of the technocrat. Jeff Bezos timed out, didn't he? Didn't get the Washington Post involved. Obviously, he's got a big problem with Bin Salman after Bin Salman's allegedly put the spyware in and hacked his phone. Yeah. So he stayed apolitical in the last election, but has clearly sided after you seen Lauren Sanchez, who was about to marry this weekend, with the massive ha-hoo-ha-hoos in the White House. The ha-hoo-ha-hoos in the White House.
Didn't notice.
Nobody noticed Trump because of the ha-hoo-ha-hoos that were out. Like, it's like such a classist thing, that, isn't it, really? She's an astronaut, by the way, so need to show her a bit more respect there than Katy Perry. She's a fastronaut. And they get married. Bezos stayed out of it, but then sided with Trump in the White House. And then Musk's fucking turned Turk, hasn't he? Musk started saying he was on Epstein. He must be. No way Trump has not been on Epstein's island. Like, no way.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
What he's done on there, I don't know. Listen, if they're 18 and above, are we saying, listen, if you're on Epstein Island, there might have been weekends where it was different rule sets. I don't know. I don't know.
Have you been there? Have you been there by any chance?
But I'm saying, like,
was there a menu?
Like, what I'm saying is, there's people who do know. Ghislaine Maxwell knows, so let's fucking ask her. But then there's no one who she's trafficked to, so she's in jail. Dershowitz, who was Epstein's lawyer, that Alan Dershowitz, it was on the telly the other day. You had Harvey Weinstein interviewed from Big Lukaku, McGowan letter. You had Harvey Weinstein interviewed by Candace Owens from Behind Bars the other day. So there's fucking mad stuff afoot. Like, there's rumours Jeffrey Epstein isn't even dead.
Oh no, he's dead. That tin hat's getting bigger on your head, dude.
Lad, but you have to think, how does he get killed? It's a dodgy thing in a maximum security jail.
Isn't there meant to be a video now of him? So you know, it's meant to be a video that's confirmed.
But you just not find it weird that Epstein's dead, Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail, but that's it. There's nobody else is thrown into it. So if there's all these kids being trafficked and sexually assaulted, By who?
And then also the bird's dead now. What's her name?
Oh yeah, she went, didn't she?
Yeah.
Gouffre.
What
was her name? Virginia Gouffre.
Virginia Gouffre, yeah.
Yeah, and again, everything, we have to think of everything on the table. The biggest thing being on the table, and I need to pivot to this because we're getting down a bit of a conspiracy theory rabbit hole. 130 million Florian Wirtz to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Is this confirmed? This or is this?
I think it's all but the I's dotted, T's crossed, isn't it? It looks like so far.
I think they just hold it out for a bit more money, aren't
So
they?
what does this do to your net spend?
Depends on over how long.
Oh, well, how he's going to spin this next season if he doesn't quite do what you expect him to do.
We did say last season we didn't spend a penny, so we should have money to split this summer to spend.
But 130 million for one player is a big outlay.
Yeah, but we've got to lay out about probably the same in players, aren't we? This year.
You've done 50 odd on Frimpong, eh? Is that now?
40 on Frimpong. I'm going to do 50 on 50 on
Kirkes.
50.
Yeah.
Is he 50?
Looks like 50 on Kirkes. Sorry, 35 on like the Euros, though, so 45.
He was 35, wasn't?
Frimpong was 35 euros,
yeah.
so 30 from 30, and Kirkes is 50 euros, so 45. It looks like. But we're gonna get back a good chunk of money still. But still, we're gonna have a big spend this summer. We had to. We could not spend this summer. We can't just sit back and we need to improve that team. We did. I mean, so there's no way of sitting there saying, "Oh, got no money." Didn't spend any last summer. We had to spend this summer. There's no way we couldn't.
Have you fixed your major problems there though?
Yeah, fullback definitely.
An attacking and a creative attacking midfielder.
Yeah, 100%.
We haven't had that since Coutinho left.
I still think you need a 9.
I mean,
a left back.
I think Wirtz is what we wanted Szoboszlai to be in terms of that creative player. Szoboszlai's great, workhorse, keeps him a goal.
Box to box though, isn't he?
But I thought he was more creative than what he has been.
Yeah.
And
his own product hasn't been the best, but Wirtz is ridiculous.
We know what Wirtz is.
Show them your cap.
I've given him a cap.
No, you know what your
I've seen
Wirtz
your
cap.
Wirtz cap.
No, that's not for sale yet.
No.
Until it's confirmed that we bought him.
Yeah.
So you might have jumped the gun there. There might be a few Man City fans who want that.
But we are replacing our problems because we've got a left back, a right back, and an attacking midfielder. We just need a striker. But
we need a striker. And it depends if Diaz goes or not. If Diaz goes, I know Wirtz can play on the left.
Is that serious about Diaz going?
It looks like very serious, yeah.
I keep seeing he's going, but then I keep seeing
Barca.
He's going to sign a new contract.
Barca?
Yeah.
I've seen Barca. I've seen Saudi.
Yeah, I think he wants to go to Barca, South American. He wants.
But where's he going to play there though?
Rafinha plays there.
Well, fucking.
I know Rafinha plays in his position.
What do you mean? So where's he going to play?
I love Rafinha if you want. Swap you. So I don't know. I think he wants to go.
Jamal got cancelled out last night, didn't he? Nuno Mendes absolutely fucking dished him up.
I've seen apparently. I didn't watch the game, but I've heard Nuno Mendes was next level.
Well, we've said all season he's the best left back.
What a goal that is! 2-0. He is the best left back.
He's
Nuno
the best
Mendes.
left back in Europe. No,
PSG by far the
not
best
even
team.
a question. But yeah, PSG is the best fullback in Europe.
That beats PSG.
Right. So now that it's all said and done, Ballon d'Or
winner.
Yeah.
Can't be Pickford, can it? But we never really got a trophy, but he was good. Pickford this season.
Everyone in the chat.
I've got a shout.
He'll get the Puskás award, I think, Tarkowski for that goal.
Goal of the season.
Why hasn't Vitinha been mentioned Ballon d'Or?
Because of his goatee. You've
got to put his goatee in Vitinha.
No, I clipped this down the other day because I seen his. Mine was getting away from me a little bit. So it was a bit more like wild man of Borneo. So this is the year of the goat, isn't it? Chinese year of the goat.
That way you've got it. Yeah. Well, why isn't Vitinha? I think Vitinha has arguably been. He was the best centre mid in the Champions League. He's won the league. He's just won the Nations League, and he's won.
He's just not.
He's had a good season.
He's a tidy player in a good team, but he's not a match winner, is he?
He's next level.
Oh, I think
he's not a match winner.
I know what you mean,
but he's a match controller.
You don't pay to watch him, do you?
No, he's nice and tidy.
But he controls the game.
No, he is brilliant at that, and like that goal in the Champions League when he starts with the little quick free kick and all that. But I'm saying he isn't the kind of player that you pay the admission fee to watch, is it? Like.
No.
It's hard for defenders
sometimes.
Because like Virgil van Dijk's a defender who you'd actually pay to watch.
Yeah, because
like Nuno Mendes is a defender, you go fucking hell, he's a great defender. Would you really fucking pay to watch? Do you know what I mean?
Not many defenders you pay to watch.
You basically pay to watch the attacking part of the team, don't you?
But that's like, what's the Ballon d'Or about? Like
the best player,
the best attacker.
Yeah,
the best.
I was with one. Did you not see? I was with Hristo Stoichkov the other day. Played in the game with him.
And he won the Ballon d'Or.
Who won the Ballon d'Or in '94? Yeah.
Just stop that name.
Barca.
Yeah. Barca he won it, yeah. When he was...
Come on, what was that like then? What was that experience like?
What was he like, Stoichkov? Because he's like
What was the game,
mirage.
by the way?
It was the Greek 2004 winning team having a 20th anniversary against like a European legend. Like we had some good, like we had a strong side.
What was your team?
Sebastian Frey was the goalie.
Yeah. Okay.
Bakary Sagna played left back. Abidal left centre half.
Abidal. What a player.
Abidal, yeah. And Daniel Van Buiten right centre half. William Gallas right back. Me and Perez in the midfield with Balakov, Ludovic Juli, and
What a player. This is just Chapman for me.
Stoichkov,
In the
and then Berbatov up the top. That was our
Incredible.
team. On the bench, lad, we had fucking bar 6, like Karambou, and we had some top players on the
It was
bench.
the
World
best.
Cup winners.
Who was the best player on the day? Like,
Got to be
who stood
Berber.
out?
For who?
For that be your team, Berber.
But he still got good feet now. No, it was really good for us. Julie was still tidy.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised how good Abidal was, like in terms of like how aggressive in that he was, because obviously he had the big C in that, I thought, but he was fucking game as a badger. But like, you take people out of it, and the ref started like giving a few soft free kicks and all that.
Wasn't
Yeah,
picked up.
there was the captain. The best player for them was, you know, the little fella who Karagounis played for Inter.
Yeah.
Georgios Karagounis or something like that was his name. But he was he kept diving, and the ref just kept giving soft free kicks, and then he gave the first goal for them, and it was about 3 yards offside. And then
Perez had the goal.
it just kicked off, because like the lads hate it when you don't ref it. If you don't ref the training properly, it fucking causes murder. So then the tackle started getting a bit touchy, and Perez like obviously got close to one of their lads. He threw himself on the floor, ref gave a free kick, and he's gone to him, fuck off, and he's gone, no, you fuck off. He's gone, no, you fuck off. He's gone, fuck off, bastard.
You fucking
You
bloody
bastard.
fucker! You bloody fucker!
It was like that, boom. They were head to head, but obviously it was right on our time, so the ref stopped it. We were all laughing, like it was nothing, but it was funny because he went, I'm not fucking having him call me a bastard. Like, yeah, fair enough. Like, but yeah, it was good. 2-1. They beat us, but it was like it was roasting. It was like fucking 28.
Where was it?
Yeah.
In POK Salonika,
Yeah.
PAOK Salonika. It was a good little stadium.
Yeah.
Pitch was sound, but it was roasting. Even though it was like the sun was going down, it was still warm. So the game was played at like really slow tempo.
Yeah.
That's two legends.
But obviously,
game,
I was
no?
just trying to like
Still
I was just trying to get the ball to like Stoichkov all the time, because obviously he's like
Hero, isn't he?
yeah, just trying to feed him just to see what he had. He had like his own boots and all that, no, like crews or something like they were called.
Yeah.
I was like laughing to him, going, what make a day and all that. But I obviously remember that watching them in '94. But it was a boss little thing for like all the money went to like a kid's charity out there.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good spending time with them, like Dabby's ass and all that, who had played against it was obviously at Newcastle, and we had mutual friends and all that, and you're just gabbing away. But it was well put together, the little few days, and then they've invited me out to Bulgaria to play in a golf tournament with them, the Legends of 1994. So
Brilliant.
trying to make it work in my schedule to get out to Bulgaria with the lads
You're
there.
there, aren't you? No need to question.
And I had a boss chat. There was a Russian fella who played up front for like Bayer Leverkusen and Ajax, and he was on our team. He was on in the second half. So I ended up having a pint with him, and his bird and me bird and all that, and we obviously get chatting away, Caribou and all that. We're all like just. And then next minute the wall came up, and I was just riding into him going, wow, what's going on behind there? And he was just like, him and his bird were going, fucking hell. Yeah. You like fucking know loads about Russia. I was going, oh, I watches the history programs and all that. I was going, I love Putin's sound and all that. Well, he was going, oh. I was going, what's going? Do you hate him? He was like, no, it's bot, like the country. Like obviously there's problems with it in any country, but he was a sound fella, do you mean? But like he could speak decent English, and you could have a like proper conversation with him about it. Because the Russians are a little bit like, fucking hell, how the rest of these seeing us, you mean?
Yeah, they will.
So it's interesting to get their perspective, but he was good company.
Yeah, he was thinking, who the fuck this?
Other things, what's happened this week? Greta Thunberg.
Oh, yeah, little frog hat.
What's gone
Do
on?
you reckon spin the bottle on that float here? Do you reckon there's a bit of spin the bottle going on there? Because some weird looking creatures on there.
What's going on?
I just think if they're doing nothing wrong.
What's a float here, by the way?
It's the boat, isn't it?
It's the boat,
it's
yeah.
It's
the name of the boat, yeah. It's just like it's like a charity vessel, like it's one of them little...
Like a Greenpeace kind of...
Yeah. Well, how she pivoted from climate and everyone's going to die and what you have all killed all of us.
Because she's got autism. She's got autism, bad.
Save the Palestinians. Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. She's raising awareness too, because I think it's outrageous some of the stuff that's going on there, especially starving people out. So it is outrageous, but also she has to take into account that the Palestinian Hamas protected area marched into the Israel area and killed people and took people hostage.
Yeah, that's the problem with some people. They don't see there's cunts on both sides there, and it's
yeah. But like I'm like, what the fuck are you getting yourself involved in that for?
Because
like,
it's
why are you saying like why? Yeah, but I'm saying like. So, but it's not just there. There's clearly a movement behind it who was on. What I don't get is... It's a movement
behind it, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying, how is she talking about climate change? And then, like, it's a complete pivot, isn't it?
Yeah, because climate change was popular. And now this is popular.
Yeah, but what I didn't get is, and I posted the video today, was when the boats... I seen the footage of the boat being boarded or about to be boarded, and they're all taking the mobile phones and tablets and throwing them in the ocean. And I'm going, haven't you just been going on about... pollution, planet warming up and carbon, and now you're killing everybody? But yeah, just fucking hell, well, the IDF's here, we might as well just fucking throw a lad in the fucking
you'll have big tuna fish around. Hello lads. Yeah, got to ice off that Gretna.
But also, who fucking listens to an autistic... Let's be honest here. Who would listen anyway to a 14 or 15-year-old autistic Swedish fucking teenager anyway?
Like, is that how old she is?
Well, that's what she was when people started listening to it. I'm like, who listens to a fucking teenager? Full stop. You know what I mean? Because they don't really know what they need to know. Yeah. And then who listens to one from Sweden?
Oh my God, this is a beatdown. This.
They were going well until.
Doku looks sharp.
They were going well until.
Yeah, but lad, he's playing
recently weren't Wales until this game. They've been on a decent
Thomas used to play for Boreham Wood, and now he's playing against Belgium.
Craig Bellamy, the manager, he's gonna have a meltdown at half time.
Nah,
he's done a decent job.
Seems to be mellow, quite mellow, you know. I think he's come across quite well. He looks like he's mellowed out a bit. It's amazing what getting a bit of piss.
Could have been about 5-6 nil this, like,
but
easy.
It's mad because
you have a shower.
Doku looks a different player.
Water sports.
When he doesn't play
under. Sports, maybe Donald's odd or something like that.
I think Doku looks shit at City. That might be my opinion of it. I think Doku looks shit at City.
He looks held back.
He looks like he's playing under Guardiola's strict.
Yeah, he looks held back. He's just won fucking 4 titles or whatever. What's he won at City? 2 titles on the spin.
No, but as a player, as an individual, I don't think.
Yeah, but Pep does that, doesn't he? You've got to do stuff for Pep, haven't you? Like Pedro and Thierry Henry. When you watch them documentaries, if you don't make that run, obviously Pep wants 100% control of you in certain positional structures. If you don't like that, fuck off and play for somebody else. The other side of that is Luis Enrique, who clearly has got a lot of structural processes in his team, but then the amount of times that front four rotate and like the right winger ends up on the left, and I go, fucking hell, he's the new epoch of coaching, isn't he? Yeah. He's the benchmark now, and I can't see how PSG don't win next year. So I'm going, who fucking beats them? It's going to be a fucking good side.
They keep out all the players.
They will do as well.
You think
they're going to get better?
Do you think Dembele will go?
I think
the link with Rashford, aren't they? Where does Rashford fit in that?
Dembele will be the favourite, aren't he?
Yeah, for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Garnacho, where's he going? Napoli?
Everton.
I'll take him.
Take him at Everton all day.
Grealish, I'm here for Everton.
Mad.
Grealish all day as well.
Take Grealish.
Grealish for Everton is the better one. If you can get him on loan,
you're not seeing our stadium.
Grealish, imagine Paul Grealish.
The freaking
after some games.
The freaking softies, lad. The freaking softies, they're going to come.
And the only people who want to sign him is Everton. You'd just be good.
Let's be honest here. If Moyes had come at the start of the season, Everton would have been in Europe this season.
Your fans are horrible, and you just, as soon as Grealish loses the ball, you just get on him.
Hang on a minute. You're very, very dangerous to generalise like that. Very dangerous to just brush everybody with the same brush. Your fans are horrible. You don't know all of our fans, do you?
What game is Everton going to boo? What I reckon get game 4 or 5.
You've been booing Trent this year, so don't be fucking saying
one game in like.
I heard you booing at Wembley. I heard you were all fighting with each other at Wembley and booing at Wembley when you were 3-0 down or whatever.
There were 2 fights in the Carling. What's it called? The League Cup final against Newcastle in the Liverpool home, in the Liverpool end.
Because of what?
This is this selective amnesia that
I was fucking sat there because I didn't see anything.
You were in the prawn sandwich.
I went. I was in the mixer. I was in the mixer this time behind a goal.
Anyway, just deny. There's no point. Yeah. It's just denial. Like they can't accept that. Listen, we do have a moan, but also seen some of the shit we had to watch fucking Jack Harrison for 2 years. Thank fuck he's been fucked off.
You know what's some upgrade that Grealish to Jack Harrison, that's some upgrade, you know.
It is, yeah.
Is this serious rumours?
No, it is serious rumours.
You're going on like this, it's like we're talking about
no, on a loan.
signing Messi or something in his prime here. We're talking about Grealish who's lost his way. It fits.
On a loan.
Get it
paying
back
his
going.
wages, paying some
Make
of his
him
wages.
the main man.
Yeah, put him in the
Get a
number
bit of
10.
love into him.
I think it
Get
fits.
DCL behind him.
What?
DCL's been shipped out, lad.
Should we go through a little transfer?
Go on, lad. That's
prediction?
sums in nicely.
I'm aware through the
Do you want to go
team,
for
so
each team?
You want one player out, player in each
I don't
team.
just
One in
want
and
to
one
talk
out.
about Liverpool for the next 15
Yeah,
minutes.
I can't even be asked about
Should we
Liverpool.
get Liverpool out the way
Yeah.
early? So
Vert's out. Nunes out, Vert's in.
Yeah,
that's the only transfer.
Yeah. No, not the only one, but I mean, that's the main one I'd want. Yeah, the one player that won out is
He's
Nunes.
had your hard set on that to Gianni Reinders, but he's going to City now.
I've never even heard about him coming to Liverpool, not once.
No, I didn't hear about him coming to Liverpool. Not once. He was at City.
You told me about it.
He was at City as soon as the transfer window before he was even open.
Yeah, it was like this.
I might have said he's a heavy player.
Matthias Cunha rejected Liverpool. I said, when have we been linked with Matthias Cunha?
I would have loved Reinders, but I don't think we were linked with him.
No, that's my one out, one in. Top one out with Nunes. Get him to fuck as quick as possible. Evan, please take it.
Big talking point. Man United in it. They're fucking linked with every man and his dog.
Gochares has got to go to United for them to have any snap.
It's the only place he fits now, really, isn't it? Because Chelsea have taken the lap. Looks like Arsenal are going to take Sesko. Newcastle, I think, will take Calvert-Lewin. I think he'll go there.
Do you think?
Yeah. And Villa have got problems with PSR, haven't they?
Yeah.
So it's like, who can actually take? Maybe Tottenham, maybe Calvert-Lewin, maybe.
I think Leeds.
I don't think he's good enough to get anywhere near them teams.
No, I think
I don't
either.
I think Leeds, like a promoted team.
I don't think he's good enough. I think
Vardy's linked with Leeds, isn't he?
He's the right age, right? Calvert-Lewin. He's on a free, and if you get him back going, right? You're talking about Danny Welbeck still going in the Prem now, right? He's been a good player.
He's got better. Had
injury problems over the years, but he's still going. They're hard to come by. He could still turn into an England player, which puts him in the 60-80 million category.
Wow.
No.
I'm telling you. Solanke. What did you give for Solanke? Spurs? 60 mil? 69 mil?
I see Calvert-Lewin as an impact sub.
Are you telling me Calvert-Lewin is not as good as Dominic Solanke?
No. Dominic better than Calvert-Lewin.
I have to disagree with you.
He is.
I don't think there's much in it. I think if Calvert-Lewin's fully fit and has a run of games, I think
he's a good player. DCL, like.
I think he's not. I say he's a good player. I wouldn't say he's a very good player.
But I'm saying, no, all right. I'm saying to you, if Calvert-Lewin could stay fit, it's a big problem. Could stay fit, I think you've got a player as good as Dominic Solanke.
Okay, yeah, it's opinion, but I don't.
I'd actually say, based on seeing him, I actually think Calvert-Lewin's a little bit better than. But he can't stay fit, so Solanke obviously. He
can't stay fit either.
There's not much in it.
Yeah, he didn't lose one injury in the previous season.
And you're paying what? So-Lanke's nearly 70 million quid for a bang average.
Well, fucking Højlund was what? 60-odd million, 62 million.
Yeah, football these days,
so if would you say Calvert-Lewin's better than Højlund? I think he is. I mean, if fit.
What about?
So what does that make? This is what I'm saying to you. So Calvert-Lewin, whether you like it or not, is worth 40-50 mil. Whether you like it or not, if he can stay fit, that's what he's worth. So I'm telling you, if you could take him on a free, I'd fucking take him.
What about Mbuemo going to Man United? Apparently,
they've rejected
he's
two bids.
He's only on 30 grand a week in here.
And he wants quarter of a million United.
They've got a 6 exit or something, yeah.
He wants quarter of a million United. I think that's a cheeky bastard.
But where does that? They've got this.
He's right age as well. What is he? 26.
Diallo on that side. He's probably been the best player of their season.
He has. He's been just signed Diallo. I like Diallo.
Just signed Cunha.
Cunha's going to play in the left side.
Cunha's going to play that left side, isn't he? So Garnacho's gone.
Rashford's coming back.
Rashford's going to go.
Sancho's coming back. So Chelsea.
Sancho's going to go.
Plug on that.
So there's loads of dead wood to get out United. I don't think Rashford's going to want to go back. He'll sulk again if he goes back to United.
Do you know what? I'd like Everton to sign Rashford.
Who has Everton sign, yeah?
What are you pulling that face for, mate? Why does he keep pulling that face? Be a good signing for us in the new stadium. We've got new money.
He's got
the freaking toffees, lad.
Everton, yeah.
Up the freaking toffees,
listen, if Everton get Grealish, you'd have a Bertie on that one.
I'm saying if you could have one or the other, Rashford or Grealish, who would you take?
Oh, Rashford.
Grealish.
Rashford. After I see him at Villa.
I don't know. It's based on this season, you'd have to say Rashford.
It's a tough one.
He's done nothing this year, Jack.
He's done jack shit.
It's just, yeah. the potential, it's potential with both of them, isn't it? But
I seen Rashford the other day though, getting off a boat in Monaco with his new chucks, and he dressed like a fucking
none of that.
twerp again, and he had a big tub of Snooble in his pocket.
Big
tub of Snooble. I just went, nah, not for me.
And Dye's better than Rashford.
Yeah, on that side, yeah. At the minute he is.
Yeah.
As of today, this season, yeah.
Everton haven't been linked with anybody like where we're saying that they're definitely going to do that. I haven't seen any permanents. I've seen Grealish linked. Rashford they haven't seen linked. But
Branthwaite linked out again, and he with City and United this time.
Who?
I think he stays at Everton this season at least.
Yeah. I think I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you've got to trust Moyes. Obviously knows the market, doesn't he? We're being linked with that German beanpole, haven't we? What's his name?
Waldschmidt.
Crouch.
Did you watch him the other day?
Oh yeah, do you know what? He just looked uncomfy.
Yeah, he didn't look great, did he?
He just looked uncomfy for me.
Yeah.
Like Crouchy.
He's 6'7" or something.
He's 6'6".
But lad, you've got to look back. How good was Crouch? To be fair,
Crouch was very good.
Yeah, he was half decent.
But this kid, what I've seen clips of him.
Golf the other day though. He's fucking not at golf. You see his golf shots?
Not seen it.
How big are his clubs?
I think he's had a lesson. I know he's giving him a lesson. But charm.
I didn't say anything at the minute, so fair enough.
He took the did you not see his tee-shot? He hit it about 5 yards, but like 13 yards left.
He topped his driver, like, just must have been hosel straight left.
Must be horrible playing golf when you're that long now.
There was like someone in the clubhouse filming him, going, is that Crouchy? Is that Pete? And he just chops it, and then goes left. Everyone laughs their head off.
Yeah, and the Germans have had, remember Jan Koller, they had big Oliver Bierhoff. They've always had a big focal point, haven't they?
But this kid...
Weghorst came here, didn't do so good, did he, for Burnley?
This kid looks, he meant to be decent, he's done decent in over there, but he just looked uncomfy on the ball for me. Went about job, but I'd only watched a little bit of him.
That's not a knock-off for Davy Moyes and Everton, lad. That's not... Can he put the ball in the onion? Can he get us up the park? Yeah. Do you mean Grealish is going to need the platform and Rashford are going to need the platform to play off there?
Yeah, he's like a big 6'6", but wears his socks. Like, he doesn't like... No, he plays like he's like 5'8", you know what I mean? With his feet, he's quite good with his feet for the bit of like Crouchy for the big kid.
Can't be any worse than fucking some of the strikers we've had, so we'll give him a spin, lad.
Beto's he staying?
I thought he was brilliant on the Moyes back end of the season. Thought he fucking found a new gear.
Yeah, definitely.
Loves the club.
Seen him in the petty station, didn't I?
Seen that,
yeah. Seen the picture, yeah. Was he signed?
He was signed, yeah.
Yeah. Did you give him any pointers?
Yeah, to tell him to get older. Stay on side.
Sticky. Yeah. Set sprint, get in a box.
What do you reckon Spurs
could have made himself a legend if he scores that goal, the cop end.
Spurs
how he missed it.
Spurs getting Thomas Frank.
Is that what I mean? 15 mil, 10 mil, 15 mil. That's paid for him.
Is that? I was thinking about this the other day though, because Frank has obviously half helped build that system with the Danish fella at Brentford, and
and he's Danish as well. Yeah, what's his name?
So going in,
someone
was on about Daniel Levi the other day, and like
he's not
Daniel Levi, is this the fella who makes jeans? Levi, come on, lad.
But there's Levy.
We used to have a dog called Levi.
Legend.
Does Levy actually know what he's doing?
Yeah, and I think
he's running a football club.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's done it for 25 years.
Think he does.
I think he knows what he's doing.
No, I think he's a great deal maker.
And but if you don't conform to what he wants to do,
I think he's an unbelievable deal maker. I think he knows how to run a profitable business, but I think he's a fucking absolute dweeb of the highest order who does not understand football one iota. And then when I seen him, has anyone seen the speech he gives after they win the
yeah, come on.
It's like, stop. You just can't speak to people. You are just like, you're a business boffin, clearly a clever fella. He's obviously, is he married to Joe Lewis's daughters? That's how he's, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's married into the family. You know, he is Mr. Tottenham. But the reason they have not been successful, go and listen to it. There was a montage doing the rounds the other day. Antonio Conte's just won in Napoli, won the title.
Yeah.
It's pointed who they say the problems were, Mr. Levy. Same with Mourinho, the same with Pochettino, the same with fucking every other manager that's gone through that club since he's been there. He's the problem. He does not understand football. He is the deal maker in the deadline window yesteryear. He was the one who got all the juice out the fucking. He always ended up with the best deal for Spurs late in the window because he just had people by the bollocks. But subsequently, their trading's been below par. I mean, they have traded all right as well, but they've bought some shite,
Solanke.
And that's cost them. Well, like Timo Werner, who was taking Timo Werner back to the UK after his first stint at Chelsea?
Madness.
That's a good point.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I just think
Charlton was a lot of money from Everton. I think Everton will end up back with Richarlison.
But I
Hopefully.
think Daniel Levy, he's done it for that long at Spurs. He's not going to change his ways. He is what he is. If you want to change Spurs, yeah, you've got to change the owner, but you've got to, if you're going there as Daniel Levy, as your chairman, you've got to understand there's a certain way you've got to do it.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because like Thomas Frank, he's done a great job. Thomas at Brentford, and I do like Thomas, but I'm like, yeah, 3-5-2, which is 5-3-2. 5-4-1 at times. It's a counter-attacking system. He doesn't really build out from the back, not possession-based.
There's a lot of counter-attack, yeah.
It's a complete opposite to what Flange was doing with his high line. All right,
but
so
at least Frank's got a plan B.
Yeah, but also
and a plan C.
Well, again, but he's a defensive coach. So now you're going to have to coach an offensive. Or Tottenham going to be a counter-attacking team next year? Do you know, like,
I'd say so.
Maybe in the big games, yeah. But also, there's going to be loads of games. The games that Spurs historically struggling, Brighton at home, for instance, West Ham at home, for instance, where the onus is going to be on them to take the games of the opponents. And you know, Brentford drawing at home at Brentford is seen as a good point. We pick up. We need to get 40 points. Matthew Benham, keep the club in the Prem. That's the objective. Anything above the 40 points is a bonus. Spurs is a complete different fucking belief system, especially having just won the Europa League and you've just sacked a manager who's delivered a major trophy. So the onus is going to be on, you need to come in and start winning trophies like this season. He's not going to get the normal time off. Well, Spurs don't really win trophies, so you get a couple of seasons.
No.
He's going to be under the pressure out the gate, and let's be honest, as good as he's been at Brentford, he hasn't had that type of pressure.
What do you think?
I don't think it's the smartest appointment they could make. I think he's a good manager, but I don't think it's the perfect fit for him.
What do you think his targets are going to be then this season?
Who?
Thomas Frank.
Will finish fucking high in the league table, which won't be fucking hard because they've been shit this year.
I reckon they're going to want top 6 and a decent trophy run.
Yeah, you've got him.
The problem you've got is now there's a few teams who let's just say top 5. Well, we've got 6 teams in the Champions League next year, so you're thinking one of our teams could well win it. So top 5 will be probably the coefficient again for the Champions League. All right, so that, you know, we might end up with 6, but let's just say we're working off the top 5 being the best 5 teams in the league. You're going, well, Liverpool going to be in there. City are going to spend it. They're doing Alt-Nori, Reinders, and they've done someone else today, haven't they? The third, Reinders, the midfielder, the left back, Alt-Nori, and they've done something
Cherokee,
else.
they're talking to him. They haven't done him yet. I'll be a good buy that Ryan Cherokee.
Oh, Cherokee from Lyon.
Yeah.
And you're thinking Arsenal they're going to strengthen again, keep what they've got in terms of Arteta's staying Arsenal on. Sesko, they'll probably do 1 or 2 more. You're also saying Newcastle are going to go again.
Newcastle keep Isaac.
Well, of course, the
no, I'm saying they're going to keep him. When
Chelsea are going to go again.
Yeah.
So then you're going, well,
who's the next?
There's teams behind. Aston Villa have got their act together more than Spurs. Fucking Brighton, Brentford have got their act together more than Spurs. And Man United are still in that thing. They're going to obviously.
I think they're the season off United. I don't think they're going to do much next season.
You can't have a fucking another one. They've had this one off.
No, I don't think they need a few seasons off getting back to. If they don't sign a top striker, United, they could fucking get relegated.
You'd have to, what's the name is, it's interesting that at the end of the season now, all the season people's predictions came out and how far wrong people were about Liverpool specifically.
Yeah.
But it shows you that it is still very, very much of an unpredictable marketplace where an injury here or a fucking bad decision here can change the course of the season.
It doesn't show how good the league is then if it's that unpredictable.
What I'm saying to you there is, I don't see a world next year where Thomas Frank takes the Spurs job and gets Spurs in the top 6.
No, I know what you're saying, because Spurs are...
I don't think Man United will finish in the top 6, but I think they've got a better chance than Spurs.
Spurs are the worst team I've seen this season at Anfield. They were shit.
But they do have players coming back from injury, and they do have some good players, Spurs. Do you know what I mean? They've got the basis of a decent team with the keeper, Vicario's decent, Romero's alright, Van der Veen's alright, the right back, when fit, Porro's decent. Yeah, decent. The left back is not bad.
You know what I mean? Italian lad, left back.
Yeah, cancels people out, doesn't he? What's his name? Udogie. Not bad. So they have, they haven't got the worst team ever, Spurs. But I'm saying the Premier League is getting that competitive now. Like, there's some fucking good sides there. Even historically, your Brightons and your Brentfords would be happy to stay up. Now they're well organised, well put together scouting models and well coached teams who if you're not on your game, they'll fucking pick holes in you.
That is the argument for this season. This season, a lot of the fans have said, oh, it's the worst Premier League season ever, it's this, it's that. But the argument is, no, have the middle teams got better, so they're taking points off the top 6 teams more, which...
The gulf's clearly getting bigger, because obviously the last 6 out of 6 that have come up have gone back down, so there's obviously a big gulf to the middle.
There's a gulf to the Prem with the bottom rung of players, but at that middle rung you've just been speaking about, who will pinch you like the Fulhams, your Brightons...
Well, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So what's going to happen next year is Leeds are going to come up, Burnley going to come up, Sunderland are going to come up, and then Burnley are going to go down, Leeds are going to go down, Sunderland are going to go down. So it actually doesn't matter whether you've got your fucking house in order in the Prem anymore, because in the end the promotion and relegation isn't going to matter. I think we're starting to get into the realms that Leeds, you go, oh fucking hell, I'm like, Leeds are shit, Leeds are going to go right back down. Burnley are shit, Burnley going to go right back down. Sunderland are young and shit, and they're going to go right back down. Relative to the Premier League, this is, and sorry all the Burnley, fucking Leeds and Sunderland fans, you know, I'm not really sorry out there, but you just aren't good enough when it comes to the Premier League. Brilliant teams in the Championship, fantastic seasons you've had, but you're trying to orbit another planet now. This Premier League, with the money getting spent on it, look at the money
Forest spent.
Tottenham finished one place above the relegation zones in the end. Yeah. Wolves went above them, didn't he? Yeah. Look at the money Wolves are spending, look at the money Spurs are spending, look at the money West Ham are spending, Everton are spending, like. And then the other sides who are punching above the weight are fucking well-run clubs that are well organised with really good recruitment models. So you've got no chance of getting into it.
The argument is, look at Forest, but look at the money Forest spent.
Yeah, because the guy who owned Olympiacos has come in with a load of dough, who's already got a really good football acumen, because he's owned Olympiacos and the politics of running one of the major sides in Greece. He's obviously a billionaire from shipping, so he's got fantastic contacts all around the world because of all the ports he must... So, you know, and everything else that goes on in football that connects to ports and shipping and all the other stuff that could get involved where money and stuff moves. So they've just signed 3 Brazilian players. Yeah, I've seen Forest. That. One of them was the number 9 for Brazil that no one knows about. Yeah. So if one of them hits, he's got another fucking superstar like he's found in Murillo. And also he's got the till to back it up. So these clubs coming now,
unless
you know,
you've got a lot of money,
they're fucked. They're not gonna, like Sunderland have got a great young group there who are just gonna get snotted every week next year in the Prem. So you go, right, we'll buy a few R-lasses and give them big deals to knit them together. Well, now your wage structure's blew out, so when you do get relegated, you've got a big fucking debt that you didn't. So they're in a horrible spot. It's like, fucking hell.
Just on Sunderland, Joe Bellingham, 33 million.
To the Dortmund.
The name what they paid for Jude.
That's a lot of money. Is it?
Yeah, like, but also
he's nowhere near the player.
He played more games than Jude had by the time he got there.
He's nowhere near the player.
He's a good player.
He's nowhere near Bellingham.
He's nowhere near Bellingham.
There's not many players who are nowhere.
That's what I mean.
No, I mean when Jude left Birmingham.
Stop comparing them. Like you can't compare the two of them.
When Jude
they're at a completely different scale of the development and the different players. Jude is a fucking top player, right? Top player. He was playing in Real Madrid's fucking first team at 18, 19. His brother can still be a brilliant player. He mightn't ever get to his brother's level because his brother's a fucking alien. But Joby is, or Job, whatever, is a fucking good player. Is
he worth 33 million?
Listen, well, clearly, because fucking Dortmund have gone, they'll have scouted him. They're not just taking him on his name.
I think they are.
Look at this penny.
No,
sorry.
I'll have to disagree with you.
I don't think they're taking... Say it's a penalty?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, punch him in the face.
No, not a pen there.
But I'm saying he's not if he catches at Dortmund and they develop him. So I was thinking about this because when I seen this online, I'm like, you're buying a racehorse, aren't you? So if Joby is a racehorse, he's not fucking see the stars like Jude, who's a phenomenon, but he's still a fucking good racehorse. And if Dortmund are looking at him going, do you know what? We can fucking train him on a bit. We can fucking take him to the next level because the way they play footy, attacking, he'll do well in the Bundesliga. They've obviously done well with Ireland. They've done well with his brother. They've done well with loads of other young fucking players, Marco, Royce, etc., Goetze. That type of player, that attacking midfielder who scores goals. And they're thinking, at worst, one of the big English clubs, if he doesn't go into world level, the English will buy him back for 50 mil because he'll get in the England side playing for Dortmund and scoring goals. So we'll make 20 mil on our profit. And if he does catch fire, then we might get 100 mil for them off fucking Real Madrid or one, because his brother's one of the fucking big names. You're like, it's a smart move from him, and he's a good player. It's a big loss for Sunderland losing him.
Yeah, 100%.
But also it's a smart move for him because he gets fucked every week in the Prem with Sunderland, or he wins loads of games with Dortmund and they play loads of attacking football. Dortmund scored over 100 goals this year.
They were terrible though, weren't they? Didn't they finish like...
Doesn't matter, they're not asked about that. Their business model is, can we compete with Bayern and fucking score loads of goals and play an attacking brand of footy?
And make money
and if we make money on players, and if we win a few trophies in the midst of it, great.
Russell Martin's gone to Rangers, hasn't he?
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Fell upwards again, hasn't he?
It baffles me, this game, you know. I'm like shocked. The director of footy's gone from Everton, Kevin Thelwell, to Rangers.
Has he gone to Rangers as well?
Yeah, they haven't let him and Dyche go.
Have you seen who Russell Martin's beard is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Remember Lucy Pinder?
Yeah.
The model. It's his beard.
No.
Russell Martin's beard.
Oh, he's got kids and all that.
Russell Martinez. I was calling him Russell Martinez.
Kids were there.
And then Martinez won the Portuguese trophy last night. So.
He's left his wife and kids to go with her.
Has he? Yeah. Okay. She's got massive marks.
Listen.
Is it an upgrade?
He would fall. He would fall in... What? You're on it? Yeah, told you at Nork City.
What was that magazine?
Oh my God, he's give that pen.
FHM and all that.
Did you see the pen? What did he give it for?
He's underrated, you know.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player.
He's got a great left
I've marked him out the game.
You did?
Sammy
you got a better left foot than him, no?
Sammy Rovers under 16s.
That's not a penalty.
It's not a pen.
It's never a penalty, ever.
The game's just becoming a joke, isn't it? Like,
is anyone eating that double decker?
What was the final like?
I was waiting for the cup of tea.
What was the final like? What have we got left here? About 10 minutes, something, 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes?
We've got the dingo to go through.
The stream?
We've got our awards to go through.
Awards.
Go whenever we want to go.
Yeah.
What were we talking about there before that?
Russell Martinez.
I can't believe they've gone that way. I don't know. I'd seen them doing the rounds. They were interviewing manager Knockback, or that gone cool. Interviewing Gerrard was linked with it again when it went cool. I thought, well, they must have someone lined up. And then when they went him, I was like, wow, that's a mad one there. I just don't see how his brand of footy closes the gap and overthrows Celtic. I just can't see it. Yeah. And
no, I can't see
I'm
that.
shocked. I thought Barry Ferguson done all right. Got them like to the European semi-final.
Yeah,
done well with it, you know, like they had a few up and downs, but like they weren't his players.
Yeah.
It's like he seems to know the club. He seems to get a turn out of the players. Done well in the old firms against Brendan.
Yeah.
How long give him the job? He's a Rangers man.
6 months.
How long do you reckon Martin will last?
I don't know because there's a new ownership.
Ask Lucy Pinder.
New director of footy, but
last about 2 minutes.
Second's nowhere up there, isn't it? Like, I don't know. He played there, didn't he? Did he have a season there? He was there after I went. He went up there after I went. But I just don't see how...
Was he a right back?
Like a right centre half, right back, weren't he?
He's a good looking fella though, isn't he? He's a good looking fella.
I mean, I don't look at fellas that way, but obviously...
You look at him, he's just like, when I see him, he's just like, he's very marketable.
Would you not think Dyche would have fancied that Rangers job?
Ugly bastard.
It's not cool though, is he? Do you know what I mean? It's not cool.
You
need to like have 800 passes and like commit fucking Harry Carey on the fucking halfway line and take a risk with the ball and like score no goals. Like 814 passes but no shots at target. Because that's what's cool. That's what's in with the kids, man. Like we need to pass the ball out from the back, man. Yeah. That's why everyone's shit and there's loads of goals scored.
I reckon the footy's changing.
Fucking Inter Milan with the prime example of that. Like,
yeah,
fucking kick it up and get up the park.
Stop pissing about.
Sommer keeps fucking toe bunging it out.
Who's this on the analysis here?
Joe Ledley.
Joe, big Welsh. Yeah. Who's on the middle?
That
Robson Canu, is it? No.
Chadley. Remember him? He was a good player, you know. He was a good player, Chadley at Spurs. Yeah, he was good. Big.
Where else did he go? Did he go to West Brom, was it?
Yeah, he was a good player, Chadley.
But this is what I mean. You've got ex-players on this tonight, ex-Welsh players, ex-Belgian players.
We haven't spoke about the England game, have we?
I watched half an hour and turned it off. It was bad.
Yeah.
I literally watched half an hour. My bare mum was like, what you got the footy on for? Footy season's over, man. You know what? You're right. Just get it off the telly. It was that bad.
Remember him, Blake, was it?
Oh, Nathan Blake,
Nathan Blake, yeah. Cardiff.
Where's his chin gone?
Oh, lad, listen, he's put a bit of Terry on you. Had a bit
Has he filled his
Looks
bed
smart,
sheets?
A bit of life experience.
on Sky, doesn't he?
Has he filled his bed sheets with that
Yeah,
shit?
but isn't it nice to see ex-players on?
Yes,
Like,
mate, ex-players.
I'm not listening to them, but I would like to listen to them.
And is that Gabby Olive, is it as well?
Is that it? That wasn't it, was it?
Was it not?
No, I didn't think so. She won't slum herself with this. She only does the top of the range stuff, doesn't she?
Oh.
Brentford, who do you think will go back if Frank does go to Tottenham? Who will be an appointment? Do you think they'll just pluck someone out of fucking the Danish second
Yeah,
division?
they'll have yeah,
someone lined up
yeah.
we've never heard of.
Yeah. They'll have some mad name. There's not been any, like...
Medical round
Yeah, it hasn't got going yet, has it? Usually one will kick it off, or...
But it hasn't yet, so...
What's going on with Bristol? Have you checked in on Bristol Rovers?
Bristol is Darryl Clark's come back, the old manager, Darryl Clark. They'll have a big job on them, but he knows the league. Be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, see, Oldham got back in there.
Yeah, beat
Southend.
Yeah, Kev Mayer was on the staff. He was on our coaching staff at Bristol. Kev, good lad. They were unlucky there because they got the nose in front, and obviously I think Nor's equalised.
Yeah.
Nor would equalise.
Yeah.
And they scored a couple of minutes after.
Yeah.
Must be a sickener that to get beaten the fucking conference playoff final. It's a long hard slog, that league, innit?
Yeah.
And then even the playoffs are elongated, and then you get beat. Wembley's only for winners. Did you see the Challenge Cup the weekend?
No.
Warrington against Hull.
Hull KR.
Fucking hell, it was 6-2. Warrington had pinned them in, the winning 6-2, and broke away. Hull and scored in the last 2 minutes to win 8-6. Well, it was 6-6, and he had to kick it through from the finger and kicked it back through. Lad, it was fucking class.
Do you want to see the tennis yesterday?
I've never seen a rugby league game.
Tennis unbelievable
yesterday. Oh my god.
Oh, the tennis, I've heard the tennis was incredible.
Do you know when you're watching a game?
This Sinner is apparently, everyone's seen he's on Djokovic level. He's
that
good, he's boring.
He only failed a few drug tests.
Just before we kick on with tennis, the only last managerial appointments, maybe what we forgot to mention, was Will Still going to Southampton.
Yeah.
How would you see that?
They're in the champ. It's another one, isn't it? Well, that's where the nonsense potter Martin popped up, didn't he? From Swansea, couldn't get them up. Southampton got relegated, took them up, and then obviously proceeded to create one of the worst teams in Premier League history and get himself chopped. Then you do M&F, do talk the talk, give the old roast pork, give it the old, this is how my teams play, this is what I do differently, and then you get back in. Will Still be interested to see what he does, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Southampton be strong in the champ again next year, come back up, and then obviously get his ass handed to him with some form of fashion. They're on that merry-go-round now. Yeah. Probably 5 teams will. Sheffield United would obviously be favourites to come back up after hitting the bar this year. Yeah. And then there's loads of teams in the champ spending a right few quid.
Coventry will be up there as well.
There's some money getting banded about in League Ones, lad. I'm hearing fucking players on mad numbers in League One.
Will Wrexham have a chance next year promotion?
Why not? I can't see why not, because they'll have the financial capability, and but they've got that winning smell in the group. Once you get that, they're linked with somebody. They're linked with a few established ex-Premier League players in that now. So getting in the championship for them, and then obviously the documentary and the global pull will give them a completely different market for players than what they had last year, and you'd be a fool to back against them.
Yeah, they'll win back against Wrexham next year. I think they got a great
I don't watch a documentary. I haven't seen the documentary, but everyone says it's really good.
I've only seen a couple of episodes of it, but have you seen it, Noah?
No.
But to be fair, it is really good.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, but I haven't, as I say, I haven't watched it.
When's your documentary coming out? That's
which one?
Shelved, Fleetwood. That's just.
Yeah, it's still in the midst. That don't know what.
Really?
Buried that for
Could that just get released then? No, yeah.
Sure.
Why? No. There's a few caveats to it.
Yeah, because don't you? Someone owns half, the other one, someone else owns half, so you can't get it released. But I mean, if that
it's sitting there, so if anything happens, it'll come out. But
that'd be
it's not for this year, is it? But it's a boss documentary. It's a pity that it hasn't got out. It was really really well put together. Good little snapshot of what happens to a football club through COVID as well, because obviously they were filming as well whilst that was on. Yeah, good little documentary that. But it'll come out someday.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to finish it with the promotion, but obviously we got fucking beaten up in the semi-final. Right, Player of the Year awards then. Bang the kettle on, lad. Let's get on with the awards. So
let's do some
we'll get round to it.
Right, I've got mine wrote down here. I don't even know whether I wrote the right ones down.
Which ones
I've got them wrote down.
Have you done?
So we said Ballon d'Or winner Jordan Pickford. Me. Pickford. And Puskas goal of the season award goes to James Tarkowski for his goal.
You can have them too.
Listen, I'll have Tarkowski because it made us win the league at Anfield. That's my goal this season as well.
No, it's all lad.
So
Player of the year.
Player of the year is quite. It's not even. That's not a hard one.
Right, can we try? What you say? Pick your selection. Pick your selection, and then explain why. Preferably over a minute long.
Go on. Well, my player of the year is Salah because he's an absolute phenomenon. He's a freak. He can do nothing for 89 minutes and pop up and get you the winner. This season, especially, his goals and assists have been outrageous. And some of his performances, individual performances this season, have been better than any season. I've got him as my best performance as well. Salah versus Spurs, when he got them 2 goals, 2 assists, he was just unplayable. And he's been got a few games this season, but for his goals and assists, and really helped us win the league massively, it's got to be Salah for as player of the season. I don't think many would disagree.
Can't. Joe?
Just for a change of finger, I'm going to have
He's
to
going
say,
to disagree.
for what he got out of himself, I'll have to say, I'm going to go for Chris Wood of Forest. To score 20 goals in a season for Notts Forest. Listen, I know they only finished 6th in the end, but he was a player that was released by Newcastle pretty much saying like his best days are behind him, having gone to Newcastle and scored a few important goals to keep Newcastle up. Forest weren't expected this year. Like, I know they fucked up in terms of not qualifying for the Champions League, but what a great season they had to finish where they finished. And for him to get 20 goals in that team, in a Premier League where he isn't in the best team every week, they've had to sit deep and counter-attack. He isn't blessed with pace, so he's had to play that number 9 role for me really, really well. And I say, for me, I think in terms of the best player, the most improved, who got the most out of himself in an hard team, I don't think I could look beyond Chris Wood this season. I think he had a great season. Plus, he was at the golf last night when that New Zealand fella won the Canadian Open in the stand, and the Sky were talking about him and no one knew it was him, and I was going, that's fucking Chris Wood. After about the 6th round he got on, it was them, but he was there supporting a New Zealander in Canada winning the golf. So
was he, yeah?
Like, fresh in my mind, so I thought he can have it, yeah. What a shot he hit into the last, by the way.
That free wood, lad.
Lad, unbelievable.
So it's the best shot he's ever hit in his career.
Yeah, just went for it though.
Doesn't take a practice swing.
Yeah, nuts. You could learn a finger 2 off that, you and Josh, because you're fucking slow.
So
I'm slow.
What have you got your next one?
Young player of the year.
Young player of the year. I'm saying like Isaac's 25. He can't count in it. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be like proper kids, isn't it?
23.
How old's Morgan Rogers?
He's 21.
I'm going Morgan Rogers.
Do we have to say young player has to be younger than 21 then?
I'd say something like that. Yeah.
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 How old's Morgan Rogers?
For me, I know he's played
22.
in the shit, and I have to go with the same again. I'm going to go Liam Delap. I think he's only 21, 22, isn't he? And played in a poor side, but fucking done really, really well.
How many goals did he get as well?
I think he only got like 10, 11.
But still, for Ipswich.
Yeah, Ipswich were getting pumped every week. And I thought to see him grow as a man in terms of led the line really, really well. And never got frustrated or probably knew loads of games out he was going to get a move, and Ipswich were getting relegated, but still put his body on the line, still played really, really hard. Thought he's the best young player.
He was quicker than you'd expect. Liam Delap as well.
He's another one out of City that a City have let go, and he's another one out of that crew.
I
We were
really
going
like
through
him,
the other day saying City have had the best academy.
Yeah.
That Gittins from Dortmund's another one.
What do you think about Chelsea getting the lap then?
I think
it's a good take.
Great move.
Jackson isn't quite.
Jackson's 48. He's got to go.
Jackson isn't quite filling that shirt the way it needs to be filled, is he? Like in terms of the Drogba, the Chelsea fans are going to hold.
Liam Delap's got that.
Chelsea fans are going to hold the number 9 shirt to the Drogba level. Now that's hard to fill, but also qualify for the Champions League, spent billions on players. They're going to fill that shirt at some point. Lukaku struggled to fill it. Jackson, big share for him to fill. I don't think he's got the capabilities. And Delap's come in now and taken that number 9, hasn't he? He's come and said, sling the 9 on me, I'll have that. And we're talking about it being cursed at Chelsea because of Torres, because of Morata, who took the worst penalty I've seen last night, by the way.
Sidwell.
Yeah, that penalty was awful.
How bad was that pen, Josh, for the top striker? It's terrible, wasn't it? Morata.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the penalties.
I was once quoted as saying
Did Ronaldo play extra time?
Morata was better than Harry Kane.
No, Ronaldo got brought off.
Oh,
Did he get ragged?
I thought
Just knew he was gonna
Morata
be a
was a
bit
fucking
better.
top player. I thought he was better than Harry
I
Kane
watched
at
an
one point.
interview with you. I don't know why it popped up on my YouTube. You interviewed Gignac.
Yeah.
Oh, lad, the French accent came out a belter.
What are you on about?
Really?
It's perfect French.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, I've never seen it, and I come, what the fuck's this?
You'll have to
Years
send
ago.
that in.
Years
Stalking
ago.
me, innit? Stalking me.
No, it
online.
just popped up on your feed, on my feed, on YouTube, if you think your feed.
For sure.
Just shows you the algorithm, mate.
And it was like, Joey Barton interviewing PSG,
Why do we both at Marseille?
listen to the accent, it's class. It's like,
I'll have to have a little look at that.
peak
I might have to go
Barton
on TikTok.
Peak
I
Barton
made up your
French.
fucking
So,
party
Cambo?
failed. Your party failed. Made up. You cunt.
Cambo, who's your young player?
I gone for Morgan Rodgers, but he's 22.
No, come on.
What about
22
Have him,
under.
lad, yeah,
about
he's a good
Lewis
shout. He is a
Lewis
good
Galley,
shout.
I don't think he was that good. I don't think he's a good defender.
What about the actual player who won
Morgan
it?
Rodgers is a good shout, lad.
What about the actual player who won it? Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah, I think Gravenberch was good first half the season. The second half, he showed he hadn't played that many games.
What about the boy Kaheem Kelleher to Brentford? He's gone there, hasn't he?
Gone for cheap as well.
Yeah, it's cheap.
30 mil.
No,
No,
15.
Was that all he
mil.
was, yeah?
Well, he said last year, I think there's been a bit of like funny business going on because he says last year's contract, Brentford's cat's gone to Bayern Leverkusen. So then we're getting weights in Leverkusen, a little bit of a medical.
A love triangle.
Yeah, I think could be that.
Don't mind that.
I don't mind it.
I like Keller, but
I don't rate him.
Keller,
Right,
he's far
who
forever.
have you gone for your I've got one at worst play of the season. This is a tough one because there's been so many.
In terms of, like,
What you've
he's
expected?
been shit, or you were expected
Yeah.
to be this, and it's been
Yeah, I
that.
think expectations.
Yeah, expectations.
Like underachieve, like the player who's.
What I expected of that
Under-
player, and he was fucking crap.
Yeah.
I've gone for Højlund. I thought he'd be good, you know.
He scored some goals
Rasmus
in Europe,
Højlund.
though.
I thought he would be good for United. I
Can't
thought
argue with that. He's shit.
He's only scored 3 goals, hasn't he? What's
He's
he scored?
shit. You can't argue with that.
He's been shit. Like, he can't control a bag of cement. His runs are awful. Honest to God, his ball. He's been shit.
What about United? They must have had a few stinkers. That Onana, maybe.
Oh yeah,
was
Onana.
bad,
But I expect him to be shit.
They're saying David De Gea is going back there.
To United.
He's had a good season.
I've seen
Have you got a worst player?
Worst player for me this year, in terms of like the
What you
amount of
expected.
expectation he had. I've been disappointed, but I don't know whether I'm disappointed in the way he's played or the way he's been treated. But like, I thought Chiesa was going to be a lot more impactful at Liverpool. I know he's only cheap at 10 mil, but I thought he was. I thought he's a top player. They've done fucking great business there. But either the manager hasn't fancied him or hasn't signed him. He hasn't quite.
He got that injury, didn't he, in like November?
I know what
time
you're
as well.
saying, like but like that's not worst player. But I know
No,
what you're saying. Like you wanted to see more.
You
I
expect-
thought he was
you-
a lot better than that.
Who's just been shit this year that you thought that might have been up? Who's just been shit? Like who's had a shit year?
I think that
City?
Ugarte.
City players?
I would go.
Kovacic.
No, I
Gundogan?
think that Ugarte came from Paris Saint-Germain. It's like,
Yeah.
here's Man United new enforcer. He's fucking gonna
Yeah,
run
good shout.
midfield. He's gonna get stuck
Good
in
shout.
55 million quid. Then he was injured for a bit when he came. Oh, wait till he comes back. What the
Not
fuck
seen
you done?
anything.
Kobe Mino would be up there for worst young player. I think Kobe Mino fell off a fucking map as well. But then, you know,
I've
the Spurs
gone-
players have finished below, and you go, well, there's been loads of shit players for Spurs as well, but also they've had loads of injuries. So, in terms of pure disappointment from as I say,
What you
in
expected.
terms of, I thought someone was going to do well. Chiesa, I thought was going to do really, really well, and there's a few factors that haven't made him do
He
it.
played
But in terms of
5
pure
games for us?
disappointment, I think that Ugarte, the midfielder, for me, came with this fucking South America and played for PSG. He's going to fucking run.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Casemiro as well.
What about
Casemiro, you knew his kind of legs were behind him, but like this Ugarte was brought in to
to be
give.
the big Casemiro?
Here he comes, you
Casemiro.
got Casemiro, Ugarte, Mino, Fernandes, here we go, the engine room. It's
Sound
been
like
poor.
Neville.
Neville literally said like you'd
Yeah.
swap your midfield for ours, wouldn't you? To
Yeah.
Carragher.
He wouldn't.
Fuck me.
At the start of the season.
Yeah.
What does he know, that little twip?
Yeah.
What's he been right about? Has anyone got anything that we go, fucking hell, Gary Neville
Did
was
you
right
see
on
his?
that?
Did you see his trainers he had on?
No.
Oh my god, he had a pair of like red and white and blue Air Force Ones with his name on the side.
No.
Oh, Carragher went to him. I found a picture. Carragher went.
He had the pair of what?
Carragher went to what are they on your feet? You know what you mean? What are they on?
Oh my
your
god. Spoon it over. Who's that? Look back.
Look. He had.
Oh my god. He's not wearing them.
Carragher went. What are they on your feet?
He's
No, I've got to show you this.
Have you not seen that?
You'll have to
Did you
send
see
me
them
it,
from
lad.
there?
You'll have to send me that.
Oh my God, they are the worst trainees.
He's not well, is he?
Carragher was going. He's like, if you look.
He's not well.
Look.
No, he's not well, lad.
Neville on
Yeah,
the
he's
back.
not well.
Neville on the back of
Yeah,
the...
we'll have to clip this up for when you think you're out, but he's not well if he's wearing them.
Neville on the back of the trainees, just thinking, what?
Like, can you just give me anything that he's, where you go, the main thing is, he's been throwing shitloads of money at fucking Salford, and they can't get out of League 2.
Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on with this. I've done a most improved player here.
Most improved player?
Yeah. I've gone 4. Can I take mine first? Because I think mine's a good shout.
Gravenberch.
Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, good shout, lad.
Jacob Murphy, I think what he's done this year has been, from where he was, it's been fucking phenomenal. And he's not looking either, because he's making the right moves, the right movements, playing the right passes, and his finishing fucking being outrageous.
I thought Gravenberch in terms of he has made a massive improvement.
He was the one I thought, but Gravenberch died off and made the last 3.
I would say there'd be a few. I think Semenyo at Bournemouth deserves a mention. I think a mention. He's fucking definitely improved his game.
Chris Wood,
Brighton centre mid. What's his name?
Wood, in terms of like,
Wood was good at the end of last year, remember?
I think he just improved his goal return. In terms of improved as a player, I think Semenyo's gone into a level where you're going fucking hell. And Bueno's had a great season again, and obviously he'll nick a move off the back of it. I thought Gravenberch, in terms of, has had a great season in terms of what was expected of him.
Yeah.
But for me, most improved player. God, it's a tough question actually, is it? It is a tough question.
There's a few, I think you just named them all.
Jacob Murphy's a good shout.
It's hard to go. Like, I'm thinking here, like, who's had a better season in terms of finish the season than Murphy? Come from fucking squad player to main man, hasn't he? In a good Newcastle side that's finished in the Champions League.
Did he started playing him right wing back at the end of the year?
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, like right wing back. Felt sorry for him a bit.
I
don't know what they were doing, but they were playing this 5.
It's hard to argue against Jacob Murphy, like.
Worst buy of the season. I've got a cracker here.
Is this going to be the fee like that you've got at...
the fee, what you paid for him, and then...
What you got out of it.
What did West Ham pay for that full crew? I think he's been a bit of a disappointment.
He's
number 9.
He's been injured a lot. I don't think he's paid much for him.
I'm sure they paid about 35 million.
Was he?
Yeah.
30 million.
They've struggled with strikers, haven't they? That Samaha was in there for big money, shit the bed.
Yeah, Samaha. He went back to his done all right.
27 mil.
Michael Antonio's doing the thing, showing his rehab and all that.
Yeah.
From
I've got worst buy of the season, 45 million for João Felix.
Yeah, that was a stinker, that.
That was a stinker.
He's still nicking moves, you'd say.
45 mil? Thought he was on loan.
50, no, 50. They bought him, Chelsea, 45 million last August.
So he's a Chelsea player right now?
Yeah. He's on
I've
loan.
heard he's gone back to Benfica.
No, yeah, that's what he's trying to twerk back.
Fucking hell, the commissions on his little moves here and there.
He's had so many moves.
As well,
is he
there is
Mendes?
something in there, he's just a bit lightweight, isn't he?
Is it Mendes?
But he was the worst.
Yeah, probably that. I don't know whether it is, but
the worst part about Felix, because he was shit on loan, and then he spent 45 million quid on him. To make
Just backhand the central in it, that.
They spent the Griezmann money on him, didn't he? Atletico.
Yeah.
Wasted all that.
That you can't beat
There's
João
some money
Felix for 45
wasted
million.
in La Liga.
I've always liked him as well, but
and all that.
He's never cracked on to that level you'd expected him to.
When he was at Benfica, when he was young, he was so sick.
Go
on, where's buy, Joe?
Where's buy?
In the Premier League?
This year. Who's a bad buy?
Where's buy?
City have got a few.
I think Fulkrug, because he came in as the German number 9, and I was like, fucking hell.
He did well in Euros as well.
Done all right, yeah, and I thought he was going to be half-side him.
City have got a few. That Cousinov played... Is everyone who watches debut?
He's just raw, isn't he? Just raw.
Like the worst 1 minute and 30 seconds of a debut there's ever been. Yeah. But then they've got Nico Gonzalez, 60 mil.
Yeah.
Didn't play.
He spent quarter
million
quid in January.
Gonzalez, Kuzanov, and who else did they say?
Spent 250 mil, you mean?
In January, yeah. City.
Quarter of a bill he spent. You said quarter of a mil.
Is that bill?
Or did you say bill? I thought you said mil.
And Marmouche.
Oh,
he's been good.
It's all right, Marmouche.
Kuzanov's
a bit raw, and he's going to take him.
Marmouche got goal this season, didn't he?
Banging,
I watched last night.
But he missed the fucking pen when it mattered, didn't he?
I watched last night every goal this season in the Premier League.
Come on, Wales. 3-2.
Game on.
3-2.
Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, he had a good season.
Yeah, he had a good season.
Yeah.
And now it was him. Who's that?
Yeah, I watched last night every Premier League goal this season from 92.
So, but
Thomas, he got it back-to-back goal this season, you know.
To play for
but was it 2 passing moves?
That was one. That one
Harry
was
Wilson again,
unbelievable. That goal, and then that was the season before. The next season he got one where he just stood still. and he just rockets it at the top.
Yaki da, boyos, yaki da.
Good football, eh?
Good goal, eh? Wilson at the hub of it.
Good goal.
We're signing, yeah. I'm going to go full crew,
Full
lads,
crew,
for
yeah,
me, yeah. Cach.
What about
Best Buy, no?
shittest ref?
Ooh.
It's got to be Coot, hasn't it?
No.
He's got to be it because of what happened.
No. He hasn't done any games.
Well, no, it's just because of what happened at the start of the season.
He must have refed at the start.
He did, yeah, of course.
There's worse refs than him, lad.
No, but just the situation around it all, being caught bumming boys and snorting limo.
Men, weren't it? Men. You have to put in.
Okay,
You can't,
men, yeah.
can't. Bumming boys has a different connotation.
Um,
It's just because he doesn't like Liverpool, but I think he's well entitled to take that view based on some of his treatments from Jurgen Klopp swearing at him on the sideline.
I also just think he was at he tried to play the gay card, and like no one's asked he was gay. And like fucking hell.
Well, you got to play every card, haven't you? Like
no one's asked you're gay.
Yeah, but no one's asked that you're lesbian or that you're black. But like people play them cards all the fucking time.
That's
So,
what done me head in about
If
it.
you've got any cards to play in that situation, you've got to play the uphill card in a card and see what's the worst that can happen. You end up delivering parcels 6 weeks later.
Where's Pundit?
We done worst pundit of the year.
Don't get me started.
How long have we got?
I can't name names.
No,
Otherwise
yeah.
I get arrested.
Can we say where's male pundit? Then you can't even.
No,
Male pundit.
where's Pundit?
Where's Pundit? I can't say who I need to say. Otherwise I would be arrested.
I can say it, though, can't I? Any of
I don't. I was.
Yeah, she was fucking awful. She killed herself with that fucking Uncle Ian.
Got my hopes up there.
Don't know, there's a few bad
Got my
ones
hopes up
though.
there. I had to
Lucy
listen
Ward.
really intently there.
No, she's just awful.
Izzy Christensen.
Is she even on there anymore? The Cabbage Patch. I haven't seen her for a while.
But I still can't stand Rio Ferdinand. I know you like him.
I'm going to
Can't
go.
stand Rio.
Well, he's leaving, isn't he now? So you got your wish.
I just think
I'm
he
going to
was-
go for male, just to keep it clean. The worst pundit for me this year is Gary Neville.
He hasn't been a pundit though, has he?
Gets so much wrong. There's so much wrong. The stuff he was saying at the start of the season about Liverpool, and he's fucking so far wrong. And the false dawns every time Man United have a decent result. He's fucking wrong all the
We're
time.
back.
Like he speaks loads, so you get caught up in the fucking machine gun of his. He's on the overlap. He's on so he just keeps it moving. No, you don't even have time to process the nonsense he's come out with because he's on to more. He's setting the new nonsense, and you just need to stop and take stock and go, hey, you've been wrong here. We've just done the tally up here, Gaz. Come here a sec. Take them fucking stupid shoes off with your name on, you fucking idiot. Come here. We've just done the fucking jitty here, and you've had 714 football opinions in the last 3 seasons. And according to my chart, Gaz, you've only got 3 things right. Like, you're fucking wrong way more than you're right. So do us a favour, fuck off.
Yeah, I would listen to that.
He's like the oracle of football, and never has a man been so wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get how people keep failing up in this society we live in. Like, it's fucking bizarre. If you do a good job, it must be fucking toxic masculinity. He can't have that because he shouts at people and people do stuff that they need to do. Yeah, get rid of him. Tell you what, yeah, get this fucking Herbert in who's got no real opinion. It just keeps getting worse. Your P&L sheet just keeps losing money. Did they get promoted? No, absolutely. Did they fuck? Just keep spending more. Yeah, spend more money every year. Don't get promoted. I'll tell you what. Give him the job then. We want to be successful. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get that unsuccessful cunt. He'll make us successful because that's how you get success. If you're unsuccessful, you put somebody else in who's really unsuccessful, and you get success. Fucking retard ball. And I just see it, and they're spending money, and I'm going, this industry has lost its fucking marbles. And then what happens is they reinvent themselves the next week, and they go, right, we're having this new podcast, Ref Watch, with some fella who used to get the talent fucking thing, for one of the showbiz columns, and this other bear who talks about footy who's failed in 16 podcasts previously. Oh yeah, we're going to ask you, is he a bad guy or is he a bad guy? Oh, I think he's a bad guy. He goes through to the next round. Fucking fuck off, you fucking Herberts.
Did you see the thing, on the weekend? No, that 1%, what's that 1% club? They had, they done
I can't watch normal telly. I can't watch it.
The 1% club, and it's like a TV show, but they had for what's that footy game that's on this weekend? Soccer Aid. They had, but the whole crowd was like Tony Bellew was in the crowd. David Gallagher went out first. It was brilliant.
You want the human tortoise, the
Oh
man.
my God.
Next time you look at Dermot Gallagher, just know there's a massive tortoise shell somewhere that he should be in. I promise you, just think of him standing in when he goes like this, because he always talks with, he's very handsy, isn't he, when he gives his decisions. Just think if someone put a massive tortoise shell on him, like what looks like a tortoise. Him and Vincent Kompany, the only two half men, half tortoise on the planet.
Right,
What about, I'm going just
go on.
with Neville being banned from the City ground?
No, I loved it. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was chatting with Christian Carambou, he's the French World Cup winner. He was playing in the game. And just get that World Cup winner's name for you there. Put it on the table. He's the sporting director at Olympiacos. So we were chatting about, obviously, Marinakis owns. And I said, he was telling me the story, because the stadium we played in, Pau Salonica, was did you see that a few months back, the owner went on the manager went on the pitch, and the chairman, he had a gun in his holster. That was at that stadium we were at. So every time Carambou touched the ball in this stadium, the whole stadium booed him because he's Olympiacos. So I was laughing. I said, "What the fuck?" And he was telling me. He went, "Oh," I went, "Oh, Marinakis." He went, "Oh yeah." He was telling me how much he loves football. He said he's got an Olympiacos tattoo here. He's getting a Notts Forest one or something like that. He said he just loves footy. And we were talking about what happened in going down the pitch and all that. And then he was laughing, saying, "Oh, what? He banned Gary Neville from the stadium." Because Carabao still mates with McManaman. They're playing at Real Madrid Legends. So we I was saying, yeah, fucking Gary Neville, like, he's got to understand, on the continents, they do things differently. And if you give them a load of shit, they just go, "You're not coming in my house next week, you little swerve." I'm working with Sky. "Oh, well done, are you? Do you? Yeah, well, I own the stadium now. Fuck you fucking divvy. And take your fucking shit trainees with you."
Hopefully other grounds follow suit.
Oh, lad, honestly, I can't. He's crossed the threshold for me now. Like, I'm just, it's just warfare on. When he decided to go with ITV on that statement, I'm like, right, the gloves are off with you. I tried to be nice with you because I thought you had good intentions, but I realised he piled you on there. So I was getting squashed. I was like, what's going on? Then next minute, fucking that twit Piley's on. Like, didn't need that, guys, fortunately. And now I'm going to speak about the fact that you used to all sleep in the same bed when you were kids. You, Phil, Tracy, Neville and your ma all slept in the same bed when you were kids. Fucking weirdos. Get back to playing cricket in Bury. Fucking Nike Air Force One with Gary Neville written on your trainees. If I see you out in them, lad, if I see you out in them, you are getting terrorised if I see you out in them.
Wouldn't his daughter say something, or his wife? Oh, what are you
doing?
doing?
No one can say anything, lad. His wife doesn't like him. I've showed you on the video. She's not interested. He goes to her. All right, 7:30. We need to presume our sexual intercourse now. We've got from 7:30 to 7:45. So, you know, we've got to get the warm-up started here. So we do some, we throw over the cones in the back garden, like that, from side to side. That's how he starts a warm-up before he blasts his missus. Mate, he's a freak of nature. He is a freak of nature, I'm telling you. If you got his hard drive, I bet you like watches porn, but with like Linkin Park music like blasting through his earphones or something like that. Or he's going to be over the moon that Sir David's got the thing.
He watches porn that's like pixeled out.
Imagine how horny he got when Sir David got the night up. Do you know what I mean? Imagine how horny he got. He's after the knighthood next. He's the next one on the thing, yo. Wait till you see the amount of arse licking, arse kissing he gets up to. Now Sir David's got one. Did
you see Liam Gallagher's tweet this morning?
No.
Oh, it was class.
Yeah, I seen him apologising, but I didn't know what for.
Yeah, he said,
I've
got news at 6:30 or big news at 6:30 or something. And then said, I work out or something.
Yeah. He said, don't know what all the fuss is about receiving a knighthood or being called a sir. All my teachers in school were called sir and they were all massive cunts. Did you get me, bruv? LG kiss.
Yeah, if that's your thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But I mean, it's what you have to go through. I mean, he's lost. He mightn't give a shit, like, but I think he's lost a bit of credibility back. And like,
I don't think he's asked. Yeah, I think he has, but
again, for the brand, Sir David's fucking.
It's brand Beck's, isn't it?
Like, he's just absolutely weighed in there, isn't he? And he is in terms of like British royalty. He is
just OBE.
No, sir.
Yeah, he's not the knighthood. Yeah.
Sir David.
But then you've got like, you know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and that. Like, I'm like, well, he's
he can't even spell sir.
He's a bigger output for Britain than fucking. But then
you got Sir Jimmy Savile.
The news fucking asked. At the end of the day.
Yeah, but can't you just change your name to Sir anyway and just put a Sir in front of your name? Or you can buy them. There was people, you can go online and buy like Lord or Fingo and put it in front of your name. Like you can buy them.
Yeah.
And then when you phone up for hotels and all that, they go, fucking hell, Lord Wilson's here. Fucking better give him a fucking upgrade. You turn up like that, like the Claphams. You turn up like Ramsey Nesbitt. Like, fucking hell, get him out the presidential suite, that scruffy bastard. But yeah, listen, it's if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But Lord and Lady Beckham, and then what are they going to do? They're going to have to find something, because Brooklyn's knocking out beans on toast here on the internet, and they're trying to pass him off as some talented fucking genius.
Yeah, I know.
Here's our Brooklyn opening a yogurt here. What a fucking guy he is.
Opening a yogurt.
Look how talented he is. Watch him open this fucking yogurt here. Fuck off. And then I have to read in the papers, he's had a disagreement. They've not been invited to the party. I'm like, I do not care what Brooklyn Beckham's up to. Like, when is anybody? Why you tell me he's someone I need to be interested in? His love life, or whether he goes to his half-hour's fucking birthday party or not? I couldn't give a fuck. All he does is cook fucking beans on toast and open yogurts. Like, he's got no talent. There's nothing he's good at that I want to know about. Yeah. Like I don't get it, but like the media just push and put, and I go, why are you trying to tell me that Brooklyn Beckham's talented? He's just not. Yeah,
that was a funny one.
No disrespect to the kid. He might be a nice kid, but he's fucking not someone that I need to learn 58 different things every single day about what's happening in his life.
Everyone's still talking in the comments here about Neville emptying his missus, and it's like, but you know, when Hoyland scores, he goes, oh.
When Torres scored the Champions League.
You've seen how excited he gets. You've seen how excited he gets. I can't imagine. Yeah. Player cam on Nev as he gets to the orgasmatron. Yeah, do you reckon he's had the finger of the Jacksie? Do you reckon he's fingered his ass? Like, I know this is a serious note here. Like, he's that much of a... Like, he's squared, isn't he? That, do you think he's ever come off the track where she's gone like... And
he gets a wank with the Johnny on.
What are you doing there? What's that? What's that? What are you doing that for? Yeah. That's for our David.
Yeah.
What are you doing what, that's David's terrace, like, what are you doing there?
Oh, like, no. Don't tell David.
But there's people like him, when I look at him, I think, there's something I need to sit down and interrogate him. There's something that doesn't quite fit with him, and it could be one of those mad kinks like that, like he wears like a gimp mask or something, gets pegged.
But I think, and when Rooney was giving him loads of shit on the overlap, saying like, remember you used to just do stretches in the aisles, and then when you were
I always remember them in the England team. I remember when you go out for a warm-up, Phil was on the bench, I was on the bench, and the manager tells you to go out for a warm-up, right? But like, you're on the bench, so you don't warm up first 20 minutes, because you're not no manager's making a sub. They go, someone's got injured, get warm, you know what I mean? But you don't warm, you've just finished the warm-up anyway. Phil's out after 20. Fucking, I'm watching him going, fucking hell, he's a good pro, him. But like, after the bit, it goes beyond the good pro. You're like, he's a fucking weird. Like, just doing all like mad stuff that you don't do on the sideline, especially at Old Trafford, because it's like a camber on the edge of the pitch. It's not like a big, like some stadiums have got like a bit of a big run-off and you can do a bit, but like Huddersfield or whatever, but like, this is Old Trafford. Lad, he was fucking giving it the beans, but after 20 minutes, I'm like... But then, would come back and then would go back out, but no one had asked him to warm up. Do you mean? Like, usually you're having to chase lads off the bench, aren't you? Come on, the fitness coach, come on, fucking go and get a warm up. You didn't have to give... Phil was fucking hell, I've just sat down here, I don't think I've got to wait at least 5 minutes, haven't I, before I get back out and do a full warm-up again. Lad, he's the most insane warm-up I've ever seen, so obviously it's a family thing, and by the way, they've all been...
successful,
listen, they've all been incredibly successful. I wouldn't personally want to be as ugly as they are and be as talented as they are. Like, I'd rather be in a wheelchair than look like them. I honestly would, and have no sport and talent. If you said to me, you could look the way they look and have their sport and talent, or have Stephen Orhan's talent but look like myself, I'd say, give me double Orhan, please. I'll have double Orhan, but I can just about move my lips. I do not want to look like them. So they're just a weird. He's just a weird person who gets nothing right, and yet every time I turn my TV on, I fucking go on a thing. There he is, pontificating. And Man United are 14th in the league, and he should be listened to. Another one, Sky need to put him outside Isleworth every time he's wrong and let us throw fruit and veg at him.
Right, can we carry on with these awards?
Go on.
Best buy of the season. I've got mine.
Is it like a value for money?
Value for money, yeah.
Go on, who you got?
I've gone with Milenkovic for Forest, 12 million quid.
They're hard to
12
argue
mil.
with them, aren't they? Yeah.
I think he's been in my sense. Him and Van Dijk have been my 2 centre backs this season.
Yeah, it's been good. Forest trading's been exceptional when you think the Belgian goalie here sells. They've taken the boy Murillo, virtual unknown before they got him. I think they're trading with Alanga and Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi, they got for cheap, didn't they?
Elliot Anderson's a good take for them. I think they've done fucking superb in the market.
Yeah.
In terms of value for money,
It's not many, but there's a...
That Shada's been decent for Brentford. Was that this season or last season?
I think they took him a couple of years ago, Josh. Value for money? Like, what is value for fucking money these days?
Of course you'd say that, Dave. Callum Hudson-Odoi was 3 mil. That's unbelievable value for money.
It was 3 million quid.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, 3 mil.
It's good trading that. Good trading that.
3 million quid?
That is good trading that.
Wow.
Do you know, they paid a lot for him, but I think the Brazilian boy at Bournemouth who filled in for Solanke,
Evan Nielsen.
Solanke,
Yeah, he's been very good.
I thought he'd done all right for in terms of he
Batty
came
away.
from Porto,
Yeah. How much is he? 40?
had a couple of injuries.
batty, yeah.
He's only got 10 goals, but I thought he'd done all right this season.
He's looked at handful when I've seen him play.
Huysen from for Bournemouth.
He's another one.
Took
Yeah.
him in and
Is he
fucking
50
shipped him out for
What if
50
they sold
mil.
him?
million?
Sold him on for?
50?
Yeah, it was a good take him. He played
Yeah.
well again last night. I mean, I know they lost on pens, but he played well again last night.
How much did Forrest get Anderson for?
He was like 35 or something like that. So, I mean, he had a good season, but I think Milinkovic, in terms of if you sat everyone down at the start of the season and you put the prices on the board and you said, who do you want there for what they've paid, I think he'd be the one they'd take.
Yeah, 12 mil.
Yeah. Fucking heads everything, big,
He gets
aggressive,
not- doesn't
get
miss
you a
not
goal.
in the,
You know, like a Vidic type of centre half, isn't he?
With Forest plucking them, and you look at these new Brazilian kids in, they could be superstars, and we don't even know, know what I mean?
Well, this is the thing about it, isn't it? I mean,
So
the
Forest could
thing
be
is
there
now the
about
Premier
next
League's a
season.
global league, so you're getting the best of everybody coming in, and obviously that means that because the big money's here, everybody wants to come here. So as soon as there's an half-tidy player, in Brazil, I would imagine Real Madrid get tipped off first.
Yeah.
Maybe Barcelona second, and
Real
then it'll
just
be
got
the English
that
clubs.
Argentinian
eh?
kid, haven't they? That Argentinian kid for 50 million today, Real Madrid. What's his
the-
name?
People
Yeah.
forgetting
Real
the
Madrid's just signed an Argentinian kid today.
Masnanado or something,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Young
the
kid.
people forgetting the young player City took, the young Argie that City took that played towards the end of the season.
Oh yeah, he come on in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Goal,
like-
get in. Why
like-
hasn't come back?
chance
Madness.
of
Is he offside there, Brennan Johnson? No.
3-0 down. Tell you what, he
Harry
always
Wilson's
talks
created that
about
goal
the fight of this team, Bellamy. This will be big for them. I know they were 3-0 down, but to come back
Still
from...
20 minutes left.
Is Brennan Johnson offside, yeah.
No, he's on.
No, look at him, look.
No,
Oh, he's on, he's crept on there, hasn't he?
Great
Crept
run.
back on, yeah.
He's right.
Great ball back
Good
across.
to see that.
It's a great header, by the way. Great header, the
is, yeah.
assist, and not on about
Yeah.
the finish.
Yeah, the assist,
Both
great ball
headers,
back
yeah.
across.
Yeah, to be fair,
He's
actually,
seen
you'd
it
have
as
to
well,
fancy
hasn't
Wales to go win it from here. Momentum-wise, in terms of 3-0 down, back to
Except with that
3-3.
with that Woof
Still
Fairs
20
playing,
minutes
fucking hell.
Yeah,
He is a
actually,
car
really-
crash him.
He is crap.
Sergio
I did
Bob.
my team all season as a backup, and then we centre back with fantasy.
Sergio Bob.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say if
Unbelievable
you're saying
scenes.
who's been the best signing, then who do we have as the worst signing?
I had Hoyland.
So, would he sign this season? 62 mil? Fucking hell, he's been bad, hasn't he? Like, he come from Atlanta as
Every
well.
single goal's been VAR there. Has been checked like
It is
for minutes.
tight,
Goal.
but I struggle to get past Ugarte. I do, I really do.
Right, we've got a couple of more. I've got a couple more here. Most underrated player this season. You think he's done really well, but gone under the radar quite a bit. I know I've gone for Elliot Anderson.
Alexis McAllister?
No, he's been rated.
No, I don't think he's rated enough.
I think
Best midfielder in the world.
Elliot Anderson, who I think he's an unbelievable talent. He hasn't got the credit this season. I think next season could be massive for him. He's going to kick on so much again next season, and he'll be in England.
I would say Bruno Guimaraes for me.
Someone just said Tonali.
Unbelievable.
Tenali over Guimaraes.
Joe
for me,
Linton
but
as
that's
well.
probably why you're saying Guimaraes.
Yeah, I would
Any
just
of
say
those
I
three?
don't think I don't think Guimaraes gets as much credit for how fucking good he is. I think he's fucking brilliant. I think he's like
Best
a modern
centre mid in the
version
league.
of fucking Paul Scholes.
Best centre mid in the
He's
league.
not better than McAllister.
If you ask me, I could take McAllister or Bruno. I'm taking Bruno.
Really?
I'm taking
Yeah.
McAllister.
I'll take McAllister, mate. But
Yeah, that's
it is close. Like I do like Bruno. I know that's true.
I just think Bruno's more mobile. I think he's more mobile.
No.
I do.
Not the McAllister. No, they're both.
Personally, I do.
I don't think they're both.
I do.
They're not both very mobile at all. They both can't move.
Well, they can, because McAllister and Bruno do some numbers on the ground.
They do run it, but they're not athletic.
Bruno probably just doesn't have to do as much because he's got Joe Linton next to him. He just runs everywhere.
I think Bruno has got the best around him with Tonali and Joe Linton to make him play better as well.
I think
McAllister sometimes had to play as a 6 or an 8 or a 10.
said that all season they're the best.
They're the best
they've got
three.
the best
It's hard
midfield.
to argue that
It is hard to argue.
that they're not the best three.
Ours will be it next year, though.
Underrated for me. I think he gets credit, but he doesn't get anywhere near the credit he should
He is a
get.
very
If he was
good
playing
player.
for Liverpool, I think he's better than McAllister. User will be.
Yeah, he
It's
runs
because I said-
the show, scores goals.
If McAllister was at Newcastle and Guimaraes was at
We'll probably
Liverpool,
say now about
Liverpool will
Guimaraes.
play better and Newcastle will play worse.
No.
Disagree.
If,
I don't think it'd be as big as
you
you're
hear
saying.
what
like
I'm
that,
saying?
mate.
I know it-
McAllister at Newcastle and Bruno at Liverpool. Liverpool would get better without McAllister and Newcastle would get worse.
But I don't
This
see
Phil
how
Thomas has turned into fucking Messi.
I think they're very similar players. Like
I think we
disagree.
replaced Szoboszlai with Bruno, and we can still play McAllister. So
I know, but I'm just saying, if you offer me the two players, I think McAllister is both good players, but I'm saying I'd take Bruno over McAllister.
Yeah, it's close enough to say where like I can't disagree with that. But
The reason being is I think he's more mobile than McAllister.
And should we go into this one then? Most overrated player this season?
The main overrated player that's always overrated,
Oh.
Bruno Fernandes.
You say him, you know.
For some reason, I thought he was going to say Salah then.
I've gone for Kobe Mainoo.
Oh well,
I just think he's been fucking. He's played 25 games. He's been fucking shite this season. I just think
he's only
he's
a young kid though, isn't he? So
I know,
like,
but
I'm talking about,
I expected him to crack on, and he's been shit.
No, he's only a baby. He's gonna have ups and downs. He's only a young player.
Why is he being overrated? Who? Bruno Fernandes.
Because he's captain of the team. You're all telling me he's the greatest midfielder in Premier League history.
No.
You're prepared to die on that hill.
No.
And Man United have finished 14th, worst season ever. And everyone goes, oh, fucking hell, what a boss player he is. I'm like, well, when Gerrard was at Liverpool and Liverpool was shit, Gerrard still kept Liverpool by the scruff of the fucking neck in the kind of top 6. So Bruno Fernandes is this great midfielder. Like you used to tell me, he's getting a Liverpool team, great midfielder. Then, well, do that. I don't think he can. So and all the fucking media around him because he plays for Man United. Oh, he's a brilliant player in it. I'm like,
oh, this kid's been
pull people up by the
Subbed.
No, he's not, laddie. Oh my God.
Everton will end up signing him. We'll sign him.
He's actually linked with Everton, you know.
No.
That's what's happened to him. That's what's happened to him.
Oh, he's had his thinker, to be fair. He missed the biggest sitter.
Raskin is the Rangers player, isn't it?
Lad, he's been subbed after. Come on, at half time, and now he's been
Or
brought
the
off.
ref,
Oh, that's just a little.
Labacchio.
Luca Bacchio.
He's got a stone in his shoe there. He isn't walking properly there, though, you know. He looked like he was limping a little bit as he was walking.
Nah, he's defo.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Has anyone ever had a sub?
Oh, yeah, it's been a few, hasn't it?
No. Have you had a few?
No.
Have you ever been subbed on, subbed off?
No.
No, neither have I. Must be like
That
must be more of a like a Chicky Dixter's kind of manoeuvre that.
Who's the Duncan Ferguson done it to? Who did we sign? Moise Keane.
Did he?
Remember at Old Trafford? Yeah, brought him on at half time and then brought him off about 10 minutes
I did
later.
get subbed. I remember once. Oh my God. I haven't played for 2 years. I've done my ankle. You snapped my ankle. I haven't played for 2 years. And
did you grow a new leg or something back in the meantime?
No, because I found women as well. I just during that period.
Me, women found you.
Women found me. So I hadn't played for 2 years. I remember it was like nearly on 2 years. And I went to trial without playing with anyone for Dallas. And I was with
Debbie
Tomo.
does Dallas.
I was with Tomo and Parker.
Casting couch.
Yeah, and then he had me on the bench. Never seen me, didn't know who it was. And I was alright. He put me on, went right back, brought me on, and like 20 minutes later, right back off. And I was like, oh, that's me fucked then, innit?
You were never a right back, you were a goalkeeper, weren't you?
I was a keeper.
What was your outfield position, full back?
Right back, yeah.
That's why you like Gary Neville, innit?
Yeah, me and Gary. Yes, well, I've
Do
been
you do a warm-up before you engage yourself in
sexual
activities in the evening?
I fucking need to, my fucking hamstrings.
Yeah, we don't do cones in the back garden like the Nevilles.
Shuttles in the bathroom.
Shuttles, yeah. Fast feet on the fucking
Right,
landing
I've
before
got...
you go in for a mix.
What are we saying on best moments of the season?
You
That's a
know
big
what
one.
these are going to say.
Do you know what? I thought the League Cup final, watching Newcastle lift the trophy in the League Cup final was incredible. Listening to the Geordies that day and seeing grown men, 60-year-old fellas crying and what it meant to them and the way they were before the game, for me, that was the perfect... Obviously...
It's the same as Joe with the finals, but like that, you're right. Newcastle, me as a Liverpool fan watching Newcastle, you were like, fucking hell. Most Liverpool fans you speak to say they played better than that day, they deserve it trophy, they've done well, the fans are unbelievable.
Very good,
and they just say, yeah, Newcastle deserved that, and no Liverpool fans got a qualm over that, but I've gone for Palace over City.
Yeah?
I think that
Not
was
the
the
best
moment.
City
Yeah, but
team,
it was like a bore draw, wasn't it? Like, they were trying to bore City out. City had the possession, counter-attack, whereas Newcastle put it on your toes and fucking went, wow, we'll fucking have it with you.
I just think it was
just.
with Palace never winning the trophy. And did you see the start of the game that they had that big Tifu?
Yeah.
Did you see it? That was I lived with Mark for 10 years.
Did you?
Yeah, that was my mum's ex-fella. He lived in Old Swan with him. He come up to Liverpool to move in with us. My mum, he split up and he met Lynn, who was still close to. Had 2 kids with Dom. And yeah, it was a bit down the
I
week
wonder
before.
what that was when I seen it. I was like, what's that? And then they were saying, oh, it's this Palace fan, this iconic photo with his lads or something like that.
So what happened was, Mark was he was massive Palace fan. I went to watch Palace with him loads as well when I was a kid. He took me to Palace. He took me to cup final Liverpool v Bolton. When was that? 90?
Didn't go to Zenith Data Systems against Everton when we played them in the cup final, did you?
No, not that. What was that?
He dusted us, didn't he?
Was that 92?
Yeah,
Was that
91 or 92 or something like that, was it? 93?
It was just after that. But yeah, so Mark lived in Old Swan with us for about 6-7 years. And he actually owned Lay Rubber, Josh, which is the building over the road there.
Yeah.
So he come up and he was worked as a floor sweeper. Ended up working his way up and bought Lay Rubber, which was that building over there. And then moved it to Kirby eventually. But then I met Lynn. I had a few kids, and this kid's a boss. But yeah, big mad Palace fan. I mean, he played for remember Whiston Cross? He played for Whiston Cross every Sunday. So I had to go with Mark every Sunday to Whiston Cross. And yeah, and all of a sudden, like there was a video of him when Palace played against United. And I can't remember who scored the big thunder bastard outside the box. Can't remember who it was.
For Palace?
For Palace.
Yannick Bolasie or something like that?
No.
Andros Townsend?
No.
Jeff Thomas?
No, just 2007.
Mark Bright?
2015.
Southgate?
No.
Against City?
Against United.
Crystal Palace players, we're just naming Crystal Palace players,
league,
yeah.
But you won't get him.
Andy Johnson?
You won't get him. It was a centre mid.
What was his name?
You're going way back now.
Darren Ambrose.
Chris Armstrong.
Darren Ambrose, he's got it.
Chris Armstrong.
Darren Ambrose scored a thunder bastard, and then the cameras panned.
John Salaho.
The cameras panned to the crowd, and there's Welly with the 2 kids like crying, like jumping up and down, and the Palace fans.
But what was the goal for? To keep them up or something?
No, the League Cup semi-final.
Right.
So and then the Palace fans, obviously Mark died about 2 years later. He had cancer, died quick, it was horrible. But then the Palace fans made this Tifu at Wembley. And it was that picture of him.
Did they know he died?
The Palace fans, yeah.
Right.
He was.
So is that why they done it, or they done it?
They done it. They done a big banner before for him and all that, because he was like Palace, absolute mad. But Dom and Nathan were at the game and didn't know the Palace fans had done the flag.
Oh wow!
So they got pictured crying their eyes out, looking at this big fucking tifo of the dad lifting them up at Palace.
Oh. Big Rom.
That's what he does, isn't it?
Netter, isn't he? He's made hard work of that, hasn't he?
I'd say Rom back at
hitting his leg, but I loved him at Everton.
Yeah, he was good for years, like when
Netter, isn't he?
He was good for years.
He knows where that onion bag is.
That last season at West Brom, and then
What's happened is he
when he
asked for a
joined
free
you.
kick or something.
There's me and Mark there.
It's the ball. He's claiming the ball's gone out in front of him.
My God, I remember you with that card. So that's a nice touch from the Palace fans. So that was your moment.
That was
of the
my
season.
moment of the season. Got to be that. That was
that great little touch there to KDB.
I think that just hit his ankle.
Doku. Well left from Tielemans.
That's gone wide.
Is it Meppen minutes? Meppen
did he
deflected.
Gone wide.
Wasn't going wide, but I
Doku,
think.
let's see. Keep it as it. If he doesn't block it, keep it as it. Oh yeah, Bellamy's gone mad at the fourth official. I think he was asking for a foul in the build-up.
They're checking it now, like.
He's saying the ball went out for a throw in here, rather than the touch line in front of him.
This goal check, goal check though.
I've seen Belgium are only on 2 points in this group.
He was
second bottom.
to England, him. Remy Garcia, he's a big French coach, isn't he?
Is that Lille?
Lille, yeah. He's for coach all round Europe. Was he giving it?
Dishing yellows out.
Oh, they checking it? Maybe they're checking it, yeah.
Every goal.
That's where it's good VAR in terms of if it's gone out, they will get, like, used to just get fucked off abroad, eh?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, it's out.
I'd say.
No,
don't know, you know.
the whole ball's got about, remember?
Right in front of Bellamy as well. That's out, lad.
Oh, that's out, that, you know.
You can see where his foot is.
You can't see at this angle, though.
The goal this way.
That's what.
Oh, that's missing.
Wide.
That's going wide.
It's going wide.
It is.
It's an own goal.
He'll get it though. Lad, he's done his best to miss it, and he's the big.
They can't see. They can't. That's too much of a hard one to tell whether it's out or not. So they got to keep the on-field decision, haven't they?
Yeah, like unless they actually know it's out, you can't.
To be fair though, he's got to go and send the ref to have a look at it, and the ref's got to make the call on the sideline. Surely to God. Surely to God.
While they're doing it, should we do a couple more awards dead quick?
Go on.
So John Bradders put a couple of good ones in. The biggest gobshite.
Arteta. Not even a question. Arteta for me. He's
for the season.
Biggest gobshite. It has to be Arteta.
It's got to be. How can it not be? He's just even the end of the season when he was trying to blame everything else bar him for Arsenal to win the league. He's just got to just sometimes say, yeah, listen, we weren't good enough for we done this wrong or that wrong. Be a little bit humble. So like, no, it was the shape of the ball's fault or the referee's fault or.
Listen, to be fair, I thought Arsenal were the closest team to PSG this year. They should have beat them. Yeah.
Everyone forgets fucking Conte missed the header for Villa to put them out.
Villa ran them close. Arsenal ran them really close. Like the saves that Donnarumma made. Like,
you can say that for the second game when Liverpool played.
No,
Donnarumma one of the matches as well when Liverpool started second leg.
In the first game they fucked us.
First game they fucked us, and Alisson was performance of the season with that one. But
Aston Villa and Arsenal gave them a fucking really close game, particularly at Villa Park and at the Emirates. So we can kind of see where he was coming from.
Now, the way you were saying Arsenal best team in Europe, he's miles off it there.
Joe, biggest gobshite?
I thought that Kuna at Wolves was a fucking bell end all year. The sending off where he hit the member of staff and all that. I was like, it done me head in him.
That's why I didn't.
Got sent off at big games and then nicked a big move out the end of it. I'm like,
he's the most. He walks the most in the Prem. It's like he
scored as well.
Player, but I'm like,
he scored in the last game of the season and was touching the badge going like I'm staying, pointing at the floor. Yeah.
Fucking sly one.
Must have known he was going, mustn't he?
Most annoying.
Player
or just
what? Jack Harrison. I'd have to say Harrison. I haven't watched him live.
Most annoying player.
Does it have to be a player?
From a fancy football perspective.
Wouldn't know.
There's a few people are fucking acorns when I put them in the captaincy position.
What about going back to Haaland as a...
Haaland.
Get the throw in.
Give it.
No goal. No, fair if it's gone out though, isn't it?
Right.
So has he got to rescind his yellow card then now?
No.
Yeah.
Kicking off.
Scenes?
Rudy Garcia.
One of the best games you've watched all season.
Actually, not even actually watching it.
Did he not coach a Palace or somewhere?
Was it
Aston Villa? Did he go Villa?
He do like a couple of months at Villa.
I'm sure he done Villa. Remy Gard was at Villa.
Remy Gard, that's it.
I'm sure, was he linked? He was linked with... I don't know whether he came to England, but he's been linked with a few English jobs.
I don't think you can get that as out, you know. Unless you can see... That's another angle where you
He doesn't deserve the goal, though, Big Rom, because he's fucking about a toe bung that wide.
Come on, Wales going to win it here.
Imagine them lifting the sheep at the
most annoying player.
That's a big job.
Do you know
someone said Garnacho.
Do you know what I was just going to say? Garnacho, flattered to deceive all year, throwing himself on the deck.
Not a fan.
At the end of the season, talked on if he was Garnacho and he was acting the big balls. You know,
he's lost his mind in
yeah.
But then you see the Man United team had to go and do a pre-season, post-season tour in Malaysia.
Did you see the bus United been on?
Mate, how to fucking lose friends and lose influence with people by sending them on that at the end of the season?
But what was really embarrassing is...
Didn't Dallo put one finger up or something?
And Garnacho.
And then I seen Beckham coming out, Sir David, saying that wasn't befitting of Man United personnel.
But did you see this is how the mighty have fallen is 10 years ago United turn up at an airport in Asia and there's tens of thousands of people, well maybe not tens, but there's thousands of people at the airport waiting for them just to get a glimpse of this Man United team. They turn up at, was it Malaysia?
I think so.
Malaysia.
Doku.
And there was 12.
Get Adam have a shot. Don't mind.
And there was 12 people there at the airport waiting for them.
Was it twinned with Arsenal women's Champions League trophy presentation?
It was close. But the wooden spoon awards this season, it's got to be either Arsenal women or United's tour to Malaysia.
Arsenal women are the women's Champions League winners?
I know, yeah, but I made their celebrations after it.
All right. So I had a few things. Again, this was... Liverpool fans have been voted the most irritating football fans in the UK. That's not me. This is
Without
the internet.
question.
This is a award you have won again.
It's not for me. Not even close.
Liverpool fans have been voted the most irritating in the UK. I have to concur with that. When I see how some of you
after we've won the league.
When I've seen how the trophy fever has affected some of you.
Lad, they've scored.
He scored.
KDB.
I've just put a fiver in my account to put Wales to win, and Harry Wilson to score the winner for 50-1, a fiver, and it's got suspended as I tried to put it on.
That's good,
the gruel of that.
It's good, yeah. It's got a fiver there for
the other thing was, and I know we can see by all the memorabilia and all the patronage we pay to it, but we're actually sitting in the middle of a very important month this month.
Pride month.
Pride month.
Yeah. The backside boys got a home.
What are you doing for the uphill garden?
I reckon we change our logo on Common Sense.
Well, it was only that I seen Liverpool Pride got cancelled this year.
Did, yeah.
Does anybody know why?
It might be because of the...
Well, it said, interestingly, they cut ties with major sponsor Barclays because of financial ties to defence companies supplying arms to Israel, and then got no money or support from local sponsors. So they've had to cancel it. So they bit off the fucking woke DI hand that was feeding them because it's alleged to supply stuff to the IDF, and eventually got no money to sponsor the fucking event, and had to cancel it, which would have been a group of fucking Antifas. Has any of you seen recently? I want to try and get Charlie Veach on the podcast.
Seen him.
Yeah, great, yeah.
We've got our new logo for the Common Sense.
Have you just done that quick?
Yeah. But what started happening is, I start seeing now these little videos, these vox pops doing the rounds. I don't know whether any of the listeners out there are doing the
I've
same
seen
thing.
that Charlie Veach.
Of people with the hammer and sickle, like openly being communists and openly wearing like the hammer and sickle, which is obviously the thing on the old Soviet Union flag. I think there's genuinely like a weird movement in the country where people are just
this country.
Yeah, people are losing the fucking minds. Like literally, I thought they'd lost it before. But like they're in a whole new fucking realm of losing their minds. When you're walking around with hammer and sickle badges or hammer and sickle jewellery on or t-shirts, it's like we're not in the Soviet Union here. We're not in Mao's communist fucking People's Republic. Is it going off there? Oh, can I have it? Book them all.
He's one underrated this season.
And it just seems to be more and more and more. Obviously, the woke mind virus infects in the end, and you see people captured by it, as we've seen. Since we've been off air last time, the Olympic organisation have had to come out and say, yeah, see that woman who won the gold medal boxing in the Women's Olympics?
She's got town halls.
That's a dude. It's like, yeah, we all knew. We were all saying that and getting fucking arrested and put in jail for saying it.
Yeah, it's mad that he won't take it. There's new tests come out. This is what the mad thing is. Everyone's saying, look at him as he was a girl. He was there. I said, well,
no, he was saying he was so brave and putting him on the front cover of fucking Vogue and all mad magazines.
Take the test. Just take the test.
No.
He won't do it. He said no.
The problem is, what they're missing is, there's a woman there and a couple of women that he filled in who've had their Olympic fucking dream ruined after training for years for it, who nobody's even asked about or talking to go, hey, now we've just confirmed that was a fella who filled you in there in the Olympic fucking quarter-final. Remember the Italian girl that had to turn away because he was punching her in the face, obviously getting hit by a man. And like no one's interviewing her to say, by the way, we're sorry for ruining your Olympic fucking hope and your Olympic dream, and also risking your life by you getting punched by a dude. But oh, sorry for this, like for this woman, and no, it's actually not a woman. That would all like this is a fella that's boxing the Women's Olympics, and again another thing of society of we were meant to celebrate that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like crazy times where if you call that out, you were seen as a misogynist or homophobic or transphobic or a fucking Neanderthal or some form of fashion because you were going, I think this is wrong. I don't think a fella should be fighting in the Women's Olympics, you know. Like everyone went, oh, does it matter? Oh, you know, if they go in the bathrooms, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but they're not going to do any combat sports like MMA or box. Oh shit, yeah, sorry, yeah, it's just won the gold medal there. yeah, sorry, we've just let one in there. There wasn't one, there was two.
Yeah.
So I'm going, imagine that's your daughter, or imagine that's you. You've had, you only get maybe one chance to win the Olympics, I would imagine. And because of the woke ideology and the fucking madness of society, there's a generation of girls there who've just been absolutely filled in the Olympics by a couple of fellas, and the fellas have been celebrated for it. And now they've said they can't do it anymore. They're going, a fucking bit out of order on that fella, innit, who was in the Women's Olympics. I'm going, hey, get the gold medal back off him. Listen, mate, you lied about, you said you were of bed, and it turns out you're a fella. Give us that fucking gold medal back, you fucking stupid cunt. You're not having that.
Yeah.
Scratch him from the record books.
Hasn't there been something going on back with that
Simone Biles? But this is what pisses me off about it. When this Simone Biles was piped up, she's defended these men in women's sports. Now, women who were defending men in sports, they're the ones who batter my head most. Then anyone comes saying, okay, let's make it fair. Let's make it fair then.
Just point scoring though.
Let's get rid of gender in sports. Let's see what happens there. Get rid of gender. Full stop. Let everyone fight anyone. Let everyone. There's no male and women sports. Let's see how you get on.
Because it's just dangerous, that, isn't it? And
no, I'm saying
on women because there's no one getting a medal.
We know it's our ass on women, and we know it would never happen. I don't want that to happen because we've got daughters. We want them to go up and beat whatever. But these people, these women who want that to happen, say no, these can do what they want. Simone Biles, no one would know who she was if men were allowed to compete in their sports, and people are going to say, oh, but men don't because they have separate events.
Oh no, she's incredibly talented gymnast though.
But
it must be hard for the men to do some of the things she can do because of her size and the
not
dexterity.
Really. Them uneven bars, men are smashing her uneven bars.
No,
men don't do uneven bars.
I fundamentally disagree with what she says. I think she's completely wrong, and she's taken a woke position because she thinks it's that, like Dawn
she's got
French.
medals.
Has anyone seen Dawn French's stupid things she put out? Because they think it's what they've got to do, but obviously it must be hard for them because they're tiptoeing around the minefield where they're trying to point score and they don't really believe in anything other than fucking trying to point score and get people to like them. So you end up fucking stepping on a landmine every now and again, which they do. But I think the attack on Riley Gaines is absolutely a crazy position. Riley Gaines has done more for women, and young women in sports than Simone Biles has. Simone Biles has been a great athlete and a great role model in terms of she overcome, I think, a bit of a sexual predator. There was a bit of a touchy-feely guy in the in US team or something like that.
Foxcatcher, it's good on Netflix.
No, it's not that. That Foxcatcher is the Olympic guy who's Steve Carell who loses his mind. It's not.
Isn't it?
No.
I thought it was the same
It was like no, there's more. He was just a weirdo who ended up shooting the guy, wasn't he?
Was it?
But, it's not Foxcatcher.
No, sorry, not Foxcatcher.
No, there was a doctor on the team or something like that. A doctor on the team. And anyway, Simone Biles, had to speak out against that, maybe suffered from that. I don't know the full intent of the case. So she's then come out and made a mad statement because Riley Gaines, as I say, has done incredible for young women in terms of protecting it from the trans athletes. Case in point, Luke Thomas, whatever his name is, taking the medals off air, and obviously the wider impact of what she's spoken about and been cancelled and obviously criticised for. She's been incredible, Riley Gaines. So for Simone to make that was a mad statement. But also, what I thought was weird about it was not just her opinion because she's entitled to that, but when she attacked her personally and was like, you look like a man. I'm going, you're like a little small Oompa Loompa. Like, what are you on about? If it came down to it in the shootout and you had a couple of Bud Lights in you, I think you'd be going up. You'd be after firing a mix into Riley Gaines way before you'd be trying to get through Simone Biles. Although with the dexterity, I don't know. I'd imagine there'd be some incredible
positions.
Dexterity on like that moves that you didn't even know were possible moves.
But that's Simone Biles. She's been championed for like body positivity and bullying against body positivity. And then all of a sudden she says, you look like a man now. It's Riley Gaines. So she just killed herself on
Do you
two
know,
fronts
if
there.
I'm honest with you, I've always thought she was a little cunt, Simone Biles. That's just dead honest. When remember she had the thing where she broke down and she refused to compete almost.
Yeah.
I thought it was staged. I remember watching it thinking, this is a fucking, this is a performance, this. And I don't know what makes me think that. I've kept that to myself for all these years, but I remember thinking, she's full of shit here. She's putting the arm on and then turned it back on because she knows she's that far ahead of the field. She knows she turns up, she's the best gymnast. So if she wins again, it's a big story, but it's not as big of a story as if she has a meltdown and then wins again. It's almost like you go, right, I'm going to have this year off, I'm just going to fucking act the goat here.
There's a documentary on it on Netflix where she moves, I've only watched a little bit of it, but she comes across as a bit of a belle. She's moving into a new house with the NFL husband and all this.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, and
like, who has a girlfriend? Like, who has a midget girlfriend? Like, I need to have a conversation with him. If he's an NFL player, I'm imagining he's a fucking absolute unit. Who has a little tiny fucking doll as a girlfriend? I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, unless that's your fetish into like tiny little fucking stretch arms dolls.
At the back across.
Yeah, but no, she comes across as like a bit of like I'm better than you.
Well, she is because she's fucking won about 78 gold medals.
No, but I mean, as a person,
88 somersaults in one go. But yeah, I can't side with her against Riley Gaines. I think Riley Gaines has taken far too much flack.
The point in what I was making is you wouldn't do it where you get rid of the gender, but they want to get rid of the gender. So let's get rid of the gender. Let's make it all sports gender neutral.
You can't.
I know you can't. I'm just saying it as a hypothetically saying what would happen to women who want men in women's sports. Do it then. Just do it. Just get rid of the gender.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, and we know it would never happen. But what in another universe, what would happen? Another realm, what would happen? Men would take over. Full stop. Right.
Anyway, I have to finish on this good little bit of positive news. It's not so much in terms of Paris winning the Champions League. The best thing, my favourite moment
of the season
was when Enrique went and got a t-shirt with his little girl on and the thing and the little cartoon drawn on it. I thought, fucking hell. I didn't want PSG to win it, but I did for Enrique. Do you know what I mean? I was like, and the way they won it, they were the best team in Europe. They beat all the English sides.
By a mile, yeah.
Obviously for Marseille, I wanted them to retain that, but you couldn't begrudge the performance and also the backstory, the superstars clearing out.
Yeah.
And obviously the story of the manager. And I thought when he got that t-shirt and just the way he was, I just thought, like you see managers sometimes, don't you, like fucking trying to play it cool and all that. And he didn't. He had it with the players, and I thought, wow, like in terms of football story, for that to happen to that man and his family, and then for that to be the way they dealt with it and the way they used the energy, I felt was, where them incredible sporting stories.
It's hard because you say that to like people who know, probably know hasn't got kids. When you've got kids, them situations hit you 10 times harder. Yeah, it's fucking hell.
It's like
the dog. A kid, to be fair.
Like your dog, you're tight with your dog as a kid, aren't you now? It's your first kid, innit, the dog?
He was one. He was just saying one.
Did you have a party? Like, was it like a invitation?
Did you get him a hat?
Get a few other dogs around, let them sniff their asses.
Got him a cake and some.
Did you go dogging?
What do you do? Get special festive marmite for your nutsack for them?
Did you get doggy? Did you get doggy baby oil? And right all the dogs round.
Right, calm down. Talk about Ronald.
Yeah, it is like having a kid. Your first pet is usually like the little feeding, I was
never a pet. I put my cat.
Never had a pet.
I had a cat called Catty. Put in a washing machine.
Catty.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but when you were with your missus, did you not have a pet? Any pets?
A rabbit was froze to death outside, and I'm not a dog lover. I'm not a cat lover.
When's the next stream? You're going to do the World Club Cup?
The World Club Cup.
Yeah, that's a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Monday night.
What date is it?
There's a Monday night Chelsea game next Monday.
Next Monday?
Next Monday, is
8
it?
8 o'clock kick-off, yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
Yeah,
I'm around next, yeah.
All right.
So and then we got Glasgow, haven't we, after that? So we can't be...
No, we can do his team on the Monday.
Yeah, won't be ready to go on the Monday.
After Glastonbury?
Won't be ready.
Oh, no, after Glasgow, not a fucking chance. I'll still be on
the Monday before Glastonbury. And we'll still be in fucking Glasgow Hill.
Yeah, still on Stone Circle.
Oh, yeah. I've still going on with Sunday this year, but I don't know.
We'll have to go live on Glasgow Hill on TikTok.
Is your bird on? Your bird's on Sunday night, isn't she? At Arcadia?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been still going home Sunday night, but I don't know now.
No, don't, lad.
Everyone says they're
Is
going
you-
home Sunday night.
Don't.
No, everyone says they're going. I'm not.
Everyone
But
said
I'm
it last
saying,
year.
I always hear people say I'm getting
You
off
went home
Sunday
last
night.
year,
I
didn't
went
you?
home
Don't,
last
lad. We had the best time.
Yeah.
That Sunday night into Monday morning was the best time.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but we had the ball.
Lad, how good
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
funny,
God.
I
We
just
That's the
off,
first
mate.
time I've done the hill and all that, like
Is
into
it?
the morning. Yeah.
Sunrise, nothing better. See
But
that
like,
the Genesis to like 6.
There was a mad energy on there, weren't there? All the people, like,
Always,
like loads of people.
Yeah, that's
like,
what you do. I've done it once before,
Best
like
thing
on the
ever.
Yeah,
hill.
but you're thinking everyone's going to be scooting because obviously it's the last night.
No
but
one wants
like,
to leave.
It's nuts.
No
yeah.
one wants to go back to reality.
Especially because
And then it was sunny as well, which helped. It
Yeah.
came up. It was nice
Especially
and warm.
because I think it'll be weather permitting, whether to stay or not. But I
Who
mean,
are you looking forward to most seeing
know
at
what?
Glasgow?
Malibu
I've
State.
got one non-negotiable. You're going to cane me for it. I want to see.
Don't say Chesney
I
Hawks.
want to see Buster Rhymes.
Yeah.
Boston Rams.
We had a few of that.
Not a bad shout.
I want to see Buster
I
Rhymes.
like the fella from Creedence.
John Fogerty.
That'll be boss, John Fogerty.
There's a few saying that, isn't there? You said that earlier.
I
right?
can't wait for John Fogerty.
be
You know who we've seen before? And just an old school band from maybe Snow Patrol who were just fucking
Yeah, I haven't heard anything
Kaiser
from
Chiefs
them from a
playing,
while.
aren't they?
Kaiser
12
Chiefs.
o'clock slot
Pulp
on the pyramid.
Pulp. Definitely looking forward to Pulp. I'm going- I
Do
know
we
you
reckon
can't
like
go on there.
Oasis? There's not
Not a
the
chance.
real Oasis
You
out?
won't not do it before the
No.
tour. You won't do that before the tour. No.
I know, but I'm just...
And maybe want to be
Yeah.
headline sent to the stage, wouldn't he? But
I haven't even had a look deep into the lineup. I haven't had a look. Rod Stewart mightn't even make it, might he? Hasn't been too well. Rod.
hasn't he? No.
No, he's missed like the last 6 gigs or something. Whether he's just saving himself for Glasgow.
I think he'll be saving himself.
Morrissey was just on a money, weren't he?
Seeing Morrissey, yeah.
Did you go?
No.
Or you just seen of it?
Yeah, just seen it.
Oh, you
yeah.
were in Greece
A few
anyway.
people text me. I was away, weren't I? What are you saying, Josh?
Yeah, we seen him. We seen
The
him.
boss,
remember? We
did
seen
he?
him
Yeah?
at Glasgow.
He never turned up at Goodison though, didn't he?
No, you had the fucking violinist.
That was bad, weren't it, at
was
the end
that
of
Is
that
that what it
one?
was?
Tony Bellew was the compare. It was like
I
Jerry
know.
St. Clair,
Oh,
weren't he? Holding
mate.
the show
And
together.
then brought New York, you got booed. It's like, fucking hell.
Rooney, yeah.
Rooney was a mad
was
one,
awkward,
yeah. It was
wasn't it?
mad.
Rooney,
Yeah,
was
lad, we're so bad at
He was
organising
you
stuff, aren't we?
mank bastard, you mank bastard. The whole crowd.
Yeah, like,
Rooney.
I didn't
Kissed
get
the
it.
badge playing against Everton. Like,
Yeah, you're not gonna. He's kissing his badge at Goodison,
Yeah, nuts, yeah.
and you brought him out thinking that it's gonna
a bit
get away
mad,
with it.
The mad thing is, he thinks we forgot.
No, I
It's
don't
like-
think. Do you know what? I don't think he does. I think he knows that.
No, but you go, fucking, I'm not going out there because these are going to fucking give me loads here. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't.
You got the app on, you know.
I'm trying to just get the line up here to see who my favourite
You got the app.
band
What?
is.
Chelsea are playing LAFC, yeah. Who even plays for them?
So the Saturday, the Kaiser Chiefs.
Guys, Chiefs 12 o'clock.
Sorry, go to Friday first.
Who really wants to watch.
Shed 7, remember them?
Shit, said him. Wet leg.
Wet
Franz
leg.
Ferdinand.
Franz Ferdinand. We got Alanis Morissette.
I like
Go on
Franz
there, just
Ferdinand.
swear that. Take me out.
Biffy Clyro I'll look forward to as well.
Buster Rhymes.
Fuck Buster Rhymes. Not for me.
Loyal Kana after
Biffy
Buster
Clyro
Rhymes.
I'll be at.
Malibu State.
1975, Malibu
No.
State, Loyal Kana.
Malibu State.
Fortet.
I'll be
Malibu
going-
State Friday night.
That's so hard, that one. Loyal Kana, Malibu State and Fortet.
No, I'll be going...
Clash Central there.
Malibu State for me. No danger.
yeah, no, it'll be Malibu State, Franz Ferdinand.
But you've got on this...
Amy
Yeah, I'm the
Winehouse
same,
band.
lads. I'm absolutely
Done.
hearted. So
Arcadia,
we're back next
Saturday
Monday
night.
then, are we?
Caribou's on at the park stage. Sorry, Saturday night.
Marabou. Caribou. Right, thanks for
Christian,
joining
yeah.
us.
We're back next
We'll
Monday.
see you next Monday for the inaugural Club World Trophy Cup, is it? Whatever it's called. Whatever the
first
nonsense
one.
pottery is.